Good evening, folks. I'm Rex, and welcome to our news broadcast.
And I'm Rita, your ever so patient conker. Can we please get through one show without any of your shenanigans, Rex?
Shenanigans? Me? Rita, you wound me. I'm a professional.
Oh, please. Last week, you couldn't even pronounce the word catastrophe correctly. It's not catastrophe, Rex.
Well, Rita, at least I don't constantly fall victim to autocorrect like someone I know. Remember that breaking news about puppy Pilates? Hilarious.
Oh, that was just a minor glitch, Rex. Unlike your tendency to forget people's last names or confuse important dates. How's that for hilarious?
All right, let's not dwell on our past blunders, shall we? We've got news to deliver, like professionals.
Fine, Rex. But please, no more ad-libbing or impressions. Just stick to the news script this time.
No worries, Rita. I've got my serious face on. Let's give our viewers the flawless presentation they've come to expect. Larry McCresson was walking to the store yesterday when the most bizarre incident occurred. Larry was approached by a three-legged cat which had a gun in its mouth. The cat demanded that Larry hand over his money and phone, so Larry quickly obliged and handed over the items. Once the cat had the goods, it trotted off towards the nearby park and vanished. Local law enforcement has not commented on the matter, and Larry hasn't seen the cat since the incident. He can't believe his story either, telling reporters, "I didn't think cats even knew how to use guns." Yesterday, during rush hour traffic, a local man named Harry was driving on the highway when his wig suddenly flew off his head and onto the road. Other drivers were shocked and started honking their horns, causing a traffic jam. Harry, embarrassed and frustrated, had to pull over and retrieve his wig. While he was stopped on the side of the road, a group of bald eagles flew by and tried to take his wig, mistaking it for a nest. Luckily, Harry was able to fight them off and get back on the road, wig securely fastened. The incident caused a delay of 2 hours on the highway.
Two unsuspecting local residents, Marcus Jones and Alexandra Lopez, were sightseeing in the small town of Sage Creek when they encountered a group of 4 alien tourists. The aliens, who have not been named, appeared to be humanoid in shape with purple skin, antennae, and large eyes. The alien tourists enticed the couple to follow them deep into the woods, saying they had something to show them. Once deep within the forest, the aliens encircled Marcus and Alexandra and proceeded to fly around them before quickly vanishing in a puff of smoke. Confused but unharmed, Marcus and Alexandra made their way back to the town and reported the encounter to the local police. So far, no sightings of the aliens have been reported since, and the couple has been advised to stay away from the woods in the future. The incident serves as an eye-opening reminder to the dangers of interacting with unknown life forms. In a bizarre turn of events, local resident John Johnson is claiming to have successfully trained his pet hamster, Mr. Fluffy, to read and write. Johnson, a retired teacher, says he's been working with Mr. Fluffy for the past year and is now proud to announce that the little critter can read and write at an 8th grade level. Reporters were skeptical, but when Johnson brought out Mr. Fluffy for a demonstration, the hamster did in fact read and write a short sentence for the cameras. The sentence read, "I am a hungry hamster." The animal rights community has voiced concerns over the situation, with many animal behaviorists stating that such training techniques would be highly stressful for a hamster, but Johnson insists that Mr. Fluffy is happy and well cared for. Johnson says he plans to write a book and go on a national tour to showcase Mr. Fluffy's talents. It remains to be seen whether the world is ready for a literate hamster. Now let's go to our field reporter to see what's going on around town.
Hello, Jeb. Can you tell us what you saw today at the lottery drawing?
Sure, I was there when the winner was drawn and it was the same guy twice in one day. Everyone was really surprised.
Wow, that is incredible. Could you tell us more about the man who won?
Yeah, I spoke to him afterwards. He seemed really excited, but also kind of humble. He seemed pretty shocked too. It was like he couldn't believe it.
That's amazing. Do you know what he plans to do with his winnings?
He didn't say for sure, but he did mention that he wanted to do something for his family. He seemed really grateful for his luck.
You heard it here first. Now back to the studio.
Welcome back to our daytime news segment. Today, I have something truly unique to show you.
Oh, Rick, I hope it's not another one of your oddball inventions.
Well, Rex, you might actually find this one interesting. Introducing the latest innovation in stationery, the Paper Pile Pro.
The Paper Pile Pro. Seriously, Rick? It looks like nothing more than a stack of papers.
That's where you're wrong, Rita. This humble stack of papers is more than meets the eye. The Paper Pile Pro is designed to revolutionize your desk organization.
How can a pile of papers revolutionize anything? It's just plain absurd.
Well, Rex, the Paper Pile Pro comes with built-in magnetic strips that turn these ordinary papers into a powerful filing system. You can easily attach important documents, notes, or even your favorite photos.
Oh, great. Now I can have a fancy stack of magnetized papers cluttering up my workspace.
But wait, there's more. The Paper Pile Pro is infused with nanoparticles that emit a calming scent, reducing stress levels in your office.
Are you serious, Rick? We need scented papers now? It's absurdity taken to a whole new level.
Come on, Rex and Rita, let's not be so quick to judge. The Paper Pile Pro might seem unconventional, but it has the potential to revolutionize how we organize our documents.
I highly doubt that, Rick. It sounds more like a joke than a useful product.
Well, viewers, don't let their skepticism discourage you. The Paper Pile Pro is available now, and who knows, it might just be the next big thing in office organization.
Burbank, California, in a stunning revelation yesterday, local man, Mr. Taco Bell, claimed to have gained superhuman gaming abilities after consuming 100 burritos in just 24 hours. Mr. Taco Bell, who is known to be an avid video gamer, said that he was struggling to beat a certain level in his favorite game for months, until he decided to take matters into his own hands and consume a large amount of burritos from his favorite fast food restaurant. According to Mr. Taco Bell, the burritos had a special ingredient that helped him focus and improve his gaming skills. He claims that he was able to beat the level he had been struggling with for months, in just a matter of minutes after consuming the burritos. Mr. Taco Bell's claims have been met with both skepticism and curiosity from the scientific community. Some experts have pointed out that consuming that much food in such a short period of time could have serious health consequences. Others have suggested that there may be some truth to Mr. Taco Bell's claims, and that further research is needed. Meanwhile, Mr. Taco Bell is not slowing down. He is planning to repeat the experiment with other fast food options, in pursuit of even greater gaming prowess. He is also considering launching his own line of gaming supplements, made from his secret burrito ingredient. It's safe to say that the gaming world will never be the same again.
Let's see what's happening with the weather.
Good evening, fellow citizens. This is Dan, your trusted chief meteorologist delivering an urgent weather report. The world as we know it is under attack from an ominous force. As we speak, a massive solar flare is heading towards the planet. It is said that this celestial anomaly is unlike anything we've seen before. Reports from the top astronomical institutions suggest that the flare's magnetic field could interfere with global communication lines. I repeat, this could disrupt the flow of information across the world. You might think I'm overreacting, but in times like these, we can't afford to be complacent. We need to take precautions and stay alert. Keep your electronic devices charged, and avoid using them in case of an emergency. Remember, the only way to survive this is by staying vigilant. Stay safe.
Bob Smith, a local entrepreneur, has recently opened up a seafood restaurant in the heart of downtown. He claims that his restaurant is a real shrimptation for seafood lovers all over the city. The restaurant's menu includes a variety of shrimp dishes, such as shrimp scampi, shrimp cocktail, and even shrimp gumbo. We specialize in shrimp dishes, says Smith. We want our customers to have a shrimply amazing dining experience. Smith's restaurant has already received rave reviews from local food critics, who say that the shrimp dishes are not only delicious but also creatively prepared. It seems that Smith's Shrimptation is quickly becoming one of the hottest spots in town for seafood lovers.
In a bizarre claim, John Smith, a 46-year-old man from Ohio, has announced that he has developed a psychic ability to communicate with squirrels. Smith claims that he can hear the squirrels' thoughts and understand their language. He says that he has formed a close bond with a group of squirrels in his backyard, and they have even started to bring him small gifts such as acorns and pine cones. When asked how he developed this ability, Smith explained that he spent several years meditating in nature and focusing on his connection to the animals around him. He believes that his heightened sense of awareness has led to this psychic ability. However, some experts are skeptical about Smith's claim. Dr. Jane Miller, a psychologist and animal behaviorist, stated that there is no scientific evidence to support the idea of humans communicating with squirrels or any other animals through psychic means. Despite the skepticism, Smith remains convinced of his abilities and plans to continue his communication with the squirrels. He even hopes to teach others how to develop their own psychic abilities and communicate with wildlife. Now let's go to our field reporter to see what's going on around town.
Jeb, tell us what you saw when you witnessed the world's largest sock being discovered.
Well, it was pretty incredible. I was walking through Antarctica, and I came across this huge sock. It was so big, it took up the whole room.
Wow, that must have been quite a sight. How did you know that it was a sock?
It was pretty obvious. It had a heel and a toe, and it was made out of wool. It was definitely a sock.
You heard it here first. Now back to the studio.
Good morning, Rex and Rita. I'm here with a peculiar new product called the Wet and Wild Floor Sign.
Oh boy, here we go. Another useless invention, I suppose?
I can already tell this is going to be a disaster. Do we really need a whole segment on a wet floor sign, Rick?
Now, let's give it a chance. The Wet and Wild Floor Sign is unlike any ordinary warning sign you've seen before.
I bet it has some groundbreaking feature like being wet.
Or maybe it doubles as a surfboard for tiny ants?
Well, actually, it's designed to detect moisture on the floor and emit an alarm sound to alert people nearby.
Oh, because clearly people can't see water on the floor without a screeching noise. How innovative.
And I suppose it comes with a built-in mop and cleaning service too. You know, just to complete the package.
Haha, very funny, you too. But in all seriousness, the Wet and Wild Floor Sign aims to provide an extra layer of safety in potential slip and fall areas.
Rick, I'm sorry, but this just seems like a ridiculous product. I mean, come on, we have eyes for a reason.
Exactly. And if someone can't see standing water on the floor, then maybe they should be more concerned about their vision than this silly sign.
Well, in fairness, accidents can happen to anyone. The Wet and Wild Floor Sign could be that extra precaution that prevents someone from getting hurt.
I'm sorry, Rick, but I think I'll stick to the regular, non-alarming wet floor signs. Call me old-fashioned, but I trust my eyes more than this gadget.
I'm with Rex on this one. This product seems like a solution to a problem that doesn't exist. Can we move on to something more interesting, please?
The gaming world was shocked to learn that the creators of the latest video game sensation, Moo Moo Madness, were using technology never before seen in the gaming industry. According to lead developer, Bob Smith, the team was able to create hyper-realistic cow animations by incorporating technology from the dairy industry. We knew we wanted to create a game about cows, but we really wanted to push the boundaries of realism. That's when we started looking at how dairy farmers track their cows' movements and behaviors using sensors and AI. We realized we could adapt that technology to create lifelike animations in our game. In addition to the realistic animations, Moo Moo Madness also features a unique gameplay mechanic where players must milk virtual cows to progress. Despite the initially bizarre concept, the game has quickly become a fan favorite and has even drawn interest from dairy farmers who are curious about the game's use of their industry's technology.
Let's see what's happening with the weather.
Good morning, dear citizens. Today we are blessed with a beautiful day. The sun is shining gloriously, birds are singing cheerfully, and the sky is blue like the ocean. It's the perfect day to go outside and try something new. But be warned, every step you take might be your last. The scorching sun will melt your skin, the singing birds will lure you into traps set by unknown predators, and the beautiful sky will be your final resting place. So go ahead, take a chance, step out of your comfort zone, but be sure to watch your back. After all, every day is a new opportunity to die.
We've come to the end of today's top stories. Join us next time, when we'll be reporting from outer space, with the help of our alien friend, Bob. Good evening, folks. I'm Rex and I'm joined by Rita tonight.
Yes, and he's reminding me of that every 5 minutes.
Oh, come on, Rita. You know I just like to introduce you properly.
Properly. You make it sound like I'm a guest on this show.
Well, you kind of are. We're a team, remember?
Right, a team. Then why do you always hog the camera?
What are you talking about? We have equal screen time.
Oh, sure. Just like we have equal pay, right?
Now, let's not get political here.
Political? I'm just asking for what's fair.
And I'm just asking for you to stop stealing my spotlight.
How about we compromise and share it?
Deal. As long as I get to keep my good side to the camera.
As long as you stop using that awful cologne.
Hey, you said you liked it.
I lied. It's like smelling a chemical plant.
Well, I guess we could both use a little freshening up. Let's get on with the show, shall we? Mayor Stubbard of Hickory City recently announced a new tax plan to combat global warming that he claimed will make the city the greenest in the state. He promised the tax plan would provide new funds for green initiatives, like solar panel installation and renewable energy projects. However, amid all the applause and support of this innovative plan, Mayor Stubbard had a secret agenda. The money raised through the new tax plan would instead be used to construct an enormous fountain in the town square. Designed entirely of precious metals and stones, it is said to be one of the grandest fountains ever built. Leaders in the community have mixed reactions to the announcement. Local businessperson Maria Andrew voiced her disapproval, saying, "This new fountain is a complete waste of money and a distraction from the more pressing issues of global warming we should be focused on." But Mayor Stubbard is certain that his fountain will bring joy to the citizens of Hickory City, and that it is worth the investment.
Last week, an extraordinary and inexplicable incident sent shockwaves across the entire town of Whiteville. According to reports, the local hospital, Whiteville Regional Hospital, had been facing a surge of patients with a wide range of illnesses, from the common cold to a mysterious and untreatable virus. Despite their best efforts, the staff at the hospital were unable to save any of the afflicted individuals. But then something truly miraculous happened. On the morning of May 15th, an unidentified individual walked into the hospital and seemingly single-handedly cured every single patient in the building. Patients who were barely conscious moments before were suddenly walking the halls and released from the hospital later that day without any lingering symptoms. The town was in disbelief and flooded with questions. No one can explain how this mysterious savior healed the patients so quickly, and none of the hospital staff had any idea who the individual was or even what they looked like. Some have posited that it was a miracle, while others seem to think it was a case of extremely lucky timing. Whatever the case, Whiteville is certainly breathing a sigh of relief, and the story has become a source of hope throughout the region. Residents of Squatchwood Forest outside the small town of Bigmanville are in shock after a mysterious creature was found near the edge of the tree line late last week. The cryptozoological creature was reportedly first spotted by local woodcutter Bill Sullivan, who said he was cutting down a tree when he suddenly heard a loud growl and saw something dark, shaggy, and about 8 feet tall standing nearby. The sighting was quickly confirmed by Jim Carson, a nearby hunter who said he heard a similar growling noise as he passed through the forest. Both men described the creature as having long, dark hair, a wide, ape-like face and a large, muscular body. Big Manville residents are now speculating what the creature could be, with some believing the legend of Bigfoot might be true and others suspecting it could be a bear or a large feral dog. Sheriff Thomas Johnson is currently leading a team of investigators to assess the situation and determine if any other encounters have occurred. Now let's go to our field reporter to see what's going on around town.
Hello, Jeb. Tell me how the event went yesterday when Mayor James Brown threw out the first pitch at the baseball game.
Hi, it was a great event. The stadium was packed with all of the mayor's supporters and they were cheering loudly when he took the mound.
And what did the mayor do during his time on the field?
He took some practice throws, then walked up to the mound and threw a perfect pitch to the catcher. Everyone was cheering and clapping. It was a really exciting moment.
Wow, that sounds like a great experience. Did the mayor have anything to say afterwards?
Yes, he addressed the crowd and said it was an honor for him to be able to throw out the first pitch at the baseball game. He said it was a reminder of the strength and resilience of the city.
You heard it here first. Now back to the studio.
Welcome back to our daytime news segment. Today, I have a truly peculiar product to show you. It's called the Flippin' Fantastic Frying Pan.
Oh boy, here we go again with another ridiculous gimmick. What's so fantastic about a frying pan, Rick?
Yeah, Rick, I mean, who needs a whole segment to showcase a frying pan? It's not like it's a cutting-edge technology or something.
Well, Rex and Rita, this frying pan claims to revolutionize the way we make pancakes.
Oh, because flipping a pancake with a regular pan is just so difficult that we need a dedicated contraption for it, right?
Exactly, Rita. I mean, who has time to learn the ancient art of flipping pancakes without a $19.99 frying pan? Give me a break.
Well, it seems that this frying pan has silicone molds within it that create perfectly round and evenly cooked pancakes.
Oh, joy. Because we all know that non-round pancakes have been causing chaos in breakfasts worldwide.
Imagine, Rex, a world where pancakes can no longer come in odd shapes. The horror.
Okay, I get it, you too. But let's see this pan in action and give it a fair chance.
Alright, Rick, show us how this incredible invention works. I'm dying to see the pancake awakening.
Yeah, me too. Watching a frying pan revolutionize breakfast is definitely the highlight of my day.
When 16-year-old Vanessa accidentally spilled hot sauce on her hands while playing Fortnite, she discovered an amazing superpower, the ability to control her characters with her nose. At first, she thought it was just a fluke, but after testing it out with other games and getting her friends to verify her results, Vanessa knew she was onto something. She quickly went viral on social media, earning the nickname Nose Ninja and attracting the attention of top esports teams. Vanessa now trains for hours each day, using her newfound talent to dominate the competition. She even has a custom nose cushion made by a top gaming chair manufacturer, and her signature move is the nostril no-look shot. Who knows where Vanessa's nose will take her next, but one thing is for sure, the world of esports will never be the same.
Let's see what's happening with the weather.
Folks, it's looking like we're in for a weather event that will leave you feeling like you've been tossed around in a blender. You heard me right, a blender. High winds and heavy rain are expected to swirl like blades in a blender, causing havoc and mayhem. I suggest you prepare by tightly securing any loose items outside, or else they'll be mixed in with the rest of the neighborhood. The best way to ride out this storm is to stay indoors and stay safe. Remember, you don't want to be the carrot that gets pulverized in the great blender storm of 2023. Stay tuned for further updates on this turbulent situation.
When Jill Smith of Smalltown, USA, came forward with the winning ticket worth $3 million, everyone was surprised. It's not that she hadn't tried to claim the prize right away, she had. The problem was that the ticket was missing. That's right, a ticket that no one could physically find had been the winning ticket for the lottery. But somehow, despite the lack of evidence, Jill was able to prove to the Lotto Commission that it was indeed her ticket that had been the big winner. Though the details of her proof are still a mystery, it seems that the Lotto Commission was convinced, and so Jill was able to bring home the jackpot. What makes the story unique is that Jill had used a special app to buy the ticket and take a picture of the QR code. It appears that the app was somehow able to access her ticket even though it was missing, and that is what allowed her to claim the prize. The Lotto Commission has since released a statement that they believe this is an isolated incident and they've temporarily suspended the app while they investigate what went wrong.
Scientists have determined the cause of the rash of giant llama attacks that plagued the small town of Primavera over the last month. While the nature of the attacks remained largely a mystery, prompting locals to believe the sudden emergence of gigantic llamas was a result of some kind of supernatural force, researchers have now revealed the true source of the chaos. It seems the llamas were the result of a secret experiment conducted by a mad scientist whose laboratory was located in a nearby cave. To the surprise of the scientists, the experiment went awry and the massive llamas made their way into the city, wreaking havoc wherever they went. Thankfully, authorities were able to locate the mad scientist and return the llamas to his laboratory, thus calming the nerves of the citizens of Primavera. Now let's go to our field reporter to see what's going on around town.
So, Jeb, tell me about this moose you saw playing a violin?
Well, I was out for a walk, and I noticed this moose in a nearby park. It was holding a violin in its mouth, and was actually playing it.
That's amazing. So, did you actually talk to the man who claimed to have trained the moose to play the violin?
Yes, I did. He said that it took him about a month to train the moose, and that the moose was a natural prodigy.
Wow, that is really something. What was the man's name?
His name was George, and he was a real character. He was quite proud of what he had accomplished.
You heard it here first. Now back to the studio.
Welcome back, folks. Today, I have a truly unique product that will change your breakfast routine forever. Feast your eyes on the magnificent Toast-O-Matic 2000.
Oh boy, Rick. I can't contain my excitement.
Wait, is that seriously just a toaster? We're supposed to be impressed by this?
Well, Rita, this is not just any ordinary toaster. The Toast-O-Matic 2000 comes with some extraordinary features that will blow your mind.
Yeah, I'll be holding my breath for that, Rick.
Alright, skeptics, let me introduce you to the amazing Toast Art feature. With the touch and draw technology, you can create beautiful designs on your toast.
Because who wouldn't want their toast to look like a Picasso painting? I'm sure that's what people have been dreaming of, Rick.
Absolutely, Rita. I've always thought breakfast was lacking a touch of avant-garde artistry.
Alright, let's keep the sarcasm aside for a moment. The Toast-O-Matic 2000 also has a voice command option to make your toasting experience hands-free and convenient.
Because pressing down a lever to toast your bread is just incredibly strenuous. Who has time for that, right, Rick?
I suppose this is the innovation we've all been waiting for. We've really hit the pinnacle of human achievement now.
Okay. It seems I'm not winning you over with the Toast-O-Matic 2000. But folks, I can guarantee you, this toaster is like nothing you've ever seen before.
Oh, we have seen toasters before, Rick. Please, enlighten us with more groundbreaking kitchen appliances.
Maybe next time, we can explore the world of cutting-edge butter knives or revolutionary salt shakers. The possibilities are endless.
Well, thank you both for your insightful commentary. The Toast-O-Matic 2000 may not be for everyone, but there's always room for innovation, right?
In a surprising move, the toilet paper company Soft.
Let's see what's happening with the weather.
Hello everyone, it's me Dan, your favorite meteorologist. Well, maybe not your favorite, but I'm the only one here. I mean, I've been forecasting the weather for so long, I can't even remember when I started. Anyway, let's talk about the weather. It's another day of misery outside. Gloomy, muggy, and boring. The sun is hiding behind a thick layer of clouds, so don't expect any warmth today. It's just going to be damp and dismal. Oh, and did I mention the humidity? It's so high that you could swim in the air. You'll feel like you're in a sauna, but without any of the benefits. I bet you're all wondering if there's any chance of rain. Of course, there is. It's always raining somewhere, right? But don't get too excited, it's just going to be a light drizzle. So, get ready to feel damp and uncomfortable all day long. I know I am. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a weatherman. Nobody listens to me anyway. I'll be back tomorrow with another depressing report. Until then, stay dry, or don't, I don't care.
We've come to the end of today's top stories. Join us next time, when we'll be reporting from outer space, with the help of our alien friend, Bob. Good evening, folks. Welcome to tonight's news.
Hey, Rex. Did you pick out that tie all by yourself?
Yeah, I did. Looks pretty sharp, doesn't it?
It's a bit loud for my taste. Are you trying to blind our viewers?
Well, at least I'm not wearing the same boring suit you always wear.
Hey, my suit is classic and timeless.
Yeah, just like the news you report on. Old and stale.
Oh please, Rex. You wouldn't know a good story if it hit you over the head.
I beg to differ. I've broken some of the biggest stories in the city.
Yeah, like that time you reported on the Great Hot Dog Eating Contest of 2005. Riveting stuff.
Police officers in the small town of Strawberry were in a sticky situation last night after apprehending a notorious jelly robber. The thief, who had a penchant for taking jars of jelly from local stores, had been evading the police for months. However, after a lengthy stakeout, the officers were finally able to catch him red-handed, or rather, jelly-handed. The criminal, who goes by the name of Jammy McToesface, was found with over 50 jars of jelly in his possession. When questioned about his actions, he simply responded, "I couldn't resist the allure of the jiggly goodness." He is now being held in a local jail and is set to face a trial in front of a jury of his peanut butter and jelly peers.
Residents of a small town were shocked to find a petrified sheep standing in the center of their town square Monday morning. After examining the sheep, scientists determined it had been petrified over 100 years ago, leading to much speculation how it had arrived in the town square. One theory posits that the sheep was sent from an ancient lost civilization as a warning, though most residents of the town are taking the whole situation in stride. Regardless of its origin, it is now a tourist attraction, with people from far and wide flocking to the little town to get a look at the mysterious petrified sheep. In a stunning display of stomach capacity and determination, Michael Thompson becomes the unlikely hero of the competitive eating world by devouring a mind-boggling 1,000 hot dogs in a mere 10 minutes. The event, held at the annual Food Frenzy Festival in the small town of Gluttonville, began with spectators' doubts and raised eyebrows. But as the countdown began and the hot dogs piled up, Thompson's commitment to conquering the culinary challenge became evident. With each bite, the crowd of onlookers erupted in a mix of shock and awe. Thompson's technique consisted of dunking each hot dog bun in water, a strategy he claims to have perfected through countless hours of practice in his parents' backyard pool. As the timer reached the final seconds, Thompson's face, hands, and clothes were covered in a sticky mess of ketchup, mustard, and relish. His accomplishment, breaking the previous record of 73 hot dogs, left the crowd in utter disbelief and sheer amusement. Thompson's stomach, seemingly unaffected by the gastronomic feat, has earned him a place in the annals of competitive eating history. While some may question the sanity of attempting such a feat, Thompson remains unfazed, stating, "I've always had an appetite for greatness, and today, I proved that anything is possible with the right condiments." Many are now left wondering what extraordinary culinary challenge Thompson will undertake next, as he continues his reign as the world's most daring eater. Now let's go to our field reporter to see what's going on around town.
We're here tonight with Jeb, who witnessed the extremely lucky Gertrude win the lottery with just one ticket purchased inside her dreams. Jeb, tell me about what you saw.
So Gertrude was really excited. She said she had been dreaming about buying a winning lottery ticket and that she had to act on it. So she went to the store and got a single ticket, and a few hours later she heard she had won the top prize.
That's incredible. How did Gertrude react when she heard the news?
She was ecstatic. She was jumping up and down and shouting out of joy. She couldn't believe it. It was obvious that her dream had come true and that she had made the right decision.
You heard it here first. Now back to the studio.
Welcome back to our daytime news segment, folks. We have our correspondent Rick here, who seems to be excited about showcasing a very strange product today.
That's right, Rex. Look at this thing. It's like an oversized air horn. What's the deal with that?
I have no idea, Rita. It looks absolutely ridiculous. I mean, why would anyone even want this?
Well, guys, this is not your ordinary air horn. It's called the Sonic Blaster and it's designed to help people communicate in noisy or crowded environments.
Oh, really? Are we supposed to believe that this monstrosity is a solution for crowded places? I can't imagine anything more annoying than that loud noise.
Exactly, Rita. It looks like something you would find in a clown's accessory bag, not a serious product. Who would even consider buying this?
Well, it may seem strange, but imagine being at a party or a concert where it's difficult to get someone's attention. This air horn with its powerful sound can cut through the noise and signal to someone even from a distance.
Yeah, but Rick, isn't that what our vocal cords are for? I mean, yelling "hey" is much more civilized than blaring that obnoxious sound.
Absolutely, Rita. I'd much rather use my voice than carry around this eyesore. It's just a gimmick, in my opinion.
Well, I understand your skepticism, but there are situations where a powerful sound can be more effective. The Sonic Blaster may not be for everyone, but it's definitely a unique solution.
Unique, yes. But useful? That's highly debatable, Rick.
Indeed, Rex. I think we can safely say this product is just a loud, attention-seeking novelty item.
In a shocking turn of events, 16-year-old Tommy Johnson has completely lost touch with reality after playing the popular video game Galactic Space Wars for a record-breaking 72 hours straight. According to his mother, Tina Johnson, Tommy was so immersed in the game that he didn't even bother to eat or sleep during his marathon gaming session. She thought everything was fine when she checked in on him every few hours, as he didn't seem to be in any distress. However, when she finally convinced him to take a break and come outside, Tommy began acting strangely. At first, he was convinced that he was still inside the game. He kept pointing at trees and shouting, "Look, it's a new planet." When Tina tried to tell him where he really was, Tommy became agitated and started speaking in a language that no one could understand. Eventually, the police had to be called to the scene to calm him down. Thankfully, Tommy is now recovering in a local hospital and is expected to make a full recovery. When asked about the incident, the game's creator, Steve Jobs Jr., was quick to point out that Galactic Space Wars comes with a warning label advising players to take frequent breaks and stay hydrated. However, some are calling for the game to be banned entirely, citing its addictive nature and potential for dangerous side effects.
Let's see what's happening with the weather.
Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves for the storm of a lifetime. The winds are howling and the skies are dark, and you may be feeling scared and vulnerable right now. But remember, fear is just an illusion that we create in our minds. Embrace the chaos and feel the power of the storm surging through your veins. Let the thunder shake you to your core and the lightning illuminate your darkest desires. This is a time for transformation, for shedding old skin and emerging stronger and more resilient than ever before. So when the storm passes and the calm returns, you will rise from the ashes like a phoenix, ready to face whatever challenge comes your way. Remember, the only thing to fear is fear itself, and fear is your greatest ally in the face of adversity.
Residents of downtown Grizzleburg were in for a treat last night as a giant meatball was spotted rolling through the city streets. Eyewitnesses say the meatball was the size of a small car and was accompanied by a herd of miniature cows wearing party hats. The meatball reportedly made its way through the city, bouncing off buildings and causing chaos. The Grizzleburg Police Department attempted to stop the meatball using a barrage of condiments, but their efforts were futile. The meatball eventually came to a stop at the local park, where it transformed into a giant piñata filled with candy and confetti. No one knows where the meatball came from, but the citizens of Grizzleburg are rejoicing at their newfound love for meatballs. What was meant to be a simple ride to school turned into a huge scene for Maria Lopez, a high school student from Texas. Just an hour before her first class of the day, Maria hopped into a school bus parked at a nearby bus station and started driving towards her school. When she arrived, she found the parking lots filled with police and other emergency personnel, along with the shocked principal, Robert Kirkland. Apparently, this bus had been reported stolen days earlier. Onlookers were amazed to see Maria hopping out of the bus, seemingly unaware of the situation. In order to avoid any legal consequences, it was eventually revealed that Maria had been dared by her friends to take the bus to school as a prank. Though it was certainly a stunt to remember, Maria has been warned by the police to stick to walking or biking to school in the future.
In a stunning breakthrough, local resident Adam Jones claims he has discovered the secret to time travel while taking a nap on his couch. Jones, who works as a freelance writer, says he was dreaming about Einstein's theory of relativity when he suddenly woke up with a flash of inspiration. I sat up on the couch and exclaimed, "Eureka!" He explained. I had figured out how to crack the code on time travel. According to Jones, his discovery involved a combination of meditation, lucid dreaming and the power of his own mind. While many scientists remain skeptical of his claims, Jones says he is confident that he will soon be able to build a working prototype of his time machine. The possibilities are endless, he said. I could travel back in time and stop the Titanic from sinking, or I could visit the future and meet my great-great-grandchildren. The world will never be the same. Now let's go to our field reporter to see what's going on around town.
Can you tell us about the competition, Jeb?
Yeah, it was remarkable. When Snoop Dogg went up to compete, I knew he was gonna be good, but I didn't expect him to be that good.
Wow, so what did he rap about?
The audience was silent as he rapped about his local dog park, and all the pup friends he has there. It was incredible.
That's amazing. So what do you think it was that gave Snoop Dogg his edge over the competition?
Well, it could have been his smooth flow and clever lyrics. Or maybe it was just his sheer confidence and stage presence that won the judges over.
You heard it here first. Now back to the studio.
Welcome back, viewers. Today, I have a truly peculiar product to show you. It's called the Goblin Gadget.
Goblin Gadget? Seriously, Rick? Is this some sort of joke?
No, Rex, it's a real thing. The Goblin Gadget is a tiny, interactive goblin-shaped device that claims to make your life easier.
Oh, please. How can a goblin-shaped gadget do anything besides scare children?
Well, Rita, this little goblin is actually designed to assist you with various tasks. It has voice recognition and can perform simple chores.
Voice recognition, huh? Can it even understand what you're saying? Or do you have to speak Goblin to give it commands?
It understands regular human speech, Rex. You just have to speak clearly and give it simple instructions.
And what kind of instructions can this goblin follow? Can it cook dinner, do the laundry, or maybe pay my bills? I doubt it.
Well, Rita, a Goblin Gadget is more of an assistant for small tasks. It can remind you of appointments, play music, and even tell jokes.
Wow, what an incredible breakthrough. A goblin that can remind you of things and tell jokes. How did we ever survive without it?
I understand your skepticism, Rex and Rita, but this product is all about adding a touch of whimsy to your daily life.
Oh, I can think of a few other words to describe it, Rick. How about pointless or ridiculous?
Well, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. But for those looking for something unique and entertaining, the Goblin gadget might just do the trick.
Unique and entertaining? More like a waste of money. Unless you want an annoying goblin constantly following you around, of course.
Exactly, Rex. I think we should stick to more practical and useful gadgets. This goblin-shaped device is definitely not for me.
Fair enough, Rex and Rita. The Goblin gadget might not be for everyone, but for those who embrace a little quirkiness, it could be a fun addition.
In a dramatic turn of events, local gamer Tony decided to take his skills to the ultimate level by gaming for 72 hours straight. Tony started his marathon of gaming at 10 a.m. on Friday and refused to stop until 10 a.m. on Monday. According to Tony, he consumed over 300 cans of energy drinks, 100 bags of chips, and 50 boxes of pizza while he was playing. He did take a couple of 5-minute bathroom breaks, but otherwise he was glued to his gaming chair for 3 entire days. Tony was playing a popular strategy game called Galactic Conquest, and according to the game's developers, Tony achieved the highest score ever recorded in the game's history. After he finished, Tony gave an interview to a local news station where he said, "I am a true warrior of the gaming world and my victory proves that nothing can stop me in my quest for victory." Tony's story is already making rounds on the internet and he is being hailed as a gaming legend by his fellow gamers. What will Tony do next? One can only wait and find out.
Let's see what's happening with the weather.
The sky is dark and the winds are roaring, but don't be afraid, my friends, for this is the perfect time for growth and change. The storm outside is a symbol of the tempest within us all. It is a reminder that we must face our fears and conquer them. The lightning illuminates the darkness, revealing the shadows that we must confront. Let the thunder shake you to your core and awaken the primal instincts within you. Embrace the chaos and emerge stronger. For in the eye of the storm lies the opportunity for transformation and rebirth. So go forth, brave the storm and harness its power. Let it shape you into the person you are meant to be. Or else.
We've come to the end of today's top stories. Join us next time, when we'll be reporting from outer space, with the help of our alien friend, Bob. Good evening, folks. I'm Rex.
And I'm Rita. And you know what, Rex? I was here before you today, so technically I should have introduced myself first.
Oh really? It's not a competition, Rita. We're both here to give the news to our viewers.
I know that, Rex. I'm just saying that sometimes it's nice to mix it up a bit and have some healthy competition.
Healthy competition? More like petty bickering.
Excuse me? I resent that.
I'm just saying, Rita. It's not a big deal who introduces themselves first. Let's just get on with the news.
Fine. But just remember, Rex. I'm always watching.
In a bizarre turn of events, 13 pandas escaped from the local zoo today in search of their favorite food, pizza. Witnesses reported seeing the pandas waddling through the city streets, seemingly on a mission. Local authorities were quickly called to the scene, but were unable to contain the pandas as they made their way to the nearest pizzeria. The owner of the restaurant, Tony, was shocked to see the pandas standing in front of him, but quickly jumped into action and began making pizzas for the hungry animals. The pandas devoured 20 large pizzas before finally being corralled by zookeepers and returned safely to their enclosures. It was pandemonium, but we're just glad everyone is safe and no one was hurt, said zoo spokesperson, Jane. Rock and Roll's Meat Baking Rolls as local baker, Mick Doe, gains fame and fortune with his Rolling Stones-inspired biscuits. Mick had always been a huge fan of the famous rock band and decided to combine his love for music with his passion for baking. He started experimenting with different ingredients and shapes until he came up with the perfect recipe: biscuits shaped like the iconic Rolling Stones logo. The biscuits are made of a blend of whole wheat flour and sugar, mixed with a pinch of cinnamon and a dash of chocolate chips. They are selling out like hotcakes at his bakery and have even caught the attention of Mick Jagger, who has expressed his interest in trying them out. Looks like Mick Doe's biscuits have become a hit that's here to stay. In a startling turn of events, Rubyville residents were left aghast yesterday when local authorities reported that a horde of slimy monster creatures had taken over the shopping district. Witnesses reported seeing the creatures emerge from the sewers and scatter throughout the aisles of the grocery store, seemingly searching for any food products they could get their hands on. Even more startling, the creatures appear to have some type of superhuman strength, as they were described as being able to lift massive food products with just their bare hands. Local police and emergency services are currently working together to respond to the situation and deploy necessary agents to the scene. The police chief, John Rolland, stated in an interview with Rubyville News, "We'll do our best to apprehend the strange creatures, but at the end of the day, our priority is public safety and getting the people of Rubyville out of harm's way."
When police apprehended a suspected bank robber, they found a rather unusual item tucked inside the suspect's sweater: a pet turtle. The turtle, who was reported missing from a nearby home a few days ago, was happily snuggled up inside the robber's clothing. When officers asked the robber why he had taken the pet, he decided to make a shocking confession. The robber, who had been a long-time animal lover, had been forced to commit the robbery due to a lack of funds needed to care for the pet. Desperate, he had stolen the turtle in an attempt to trade it for money. Luckily, the turtle was safely returned to its rightful owner, and the robber was able to get the funds he needed to properly care for his beloved pet. Now let's go to our field reporter to see what's going on around town.
So Jeb, tell us what it was like when you were witness to this deceptive beauty.
Well, it was one of the most peculiar days I've ever seen. The sun was shining a brilliant yellow, but then something shifted and the beauty just seemed to take on a more sinister tone. It was like a living nightmare.
What kind of dark secrets were revealed?
Oh gosh, you don't want to know. There were creatures living in the shadows, voices whispering from the trees, and some kind of dark force that seemed to be lurking around every corner. It was like being in a horror movie.
That sounds terrifying. What did you do?
Fortunately, I was able to keep my wits about me and run away before anything else happened.
What advice would you give to others who might find themselves in such a situation?
I would definitely recommend staying away from the area and keeping an eye out for anything suspicious. If you come across anything strange, go the other way.
You heard it here first. Now back to the studio.
Welcome back to our daytime news segment. We have our correspondent Rick with us, and he's got a rather interesting product to show us today. Rick, what do you have there?
Thanks, Rex and Rita. Today, I have a rather unique blender called the Blend-O-Matic 3000. It's unlike any blender you've seen before.
Oh, really? Because from where I'm sitting, it looks like an ordinary blender. Is there anything special about it, Rick?
Absolutely, Rita. The Blend-O-Matic 3000 comes with a groundbreaking feature. It's voice-activated, allowing you to blend your ingredients just by speaking.
Oh, fantastic. Now, I can yell at my blender on those days when nothing else seems to be going wrong.
And what if you have a sore throat, Rick? Is the Blend-O-Matic 3000 going to tell you to speak up?
Well, Rita, it does have a whisper blend mode for softer sounds. But that's not all. It also has a dance blending feature that lets you blend your ingredients while dancing to your favorite tunes.
Oh, perfect. Now I can embarrass myself in the kitchen, too. Dancing while making a smoothie, who would have thought?
Rick, I hope this Blend-O-Matic 3000 comes with a built-in DJ because no one wants to dance to my offbeat kitchen playlist.
Unfortunately, Rita, it doesn't have a DJ, but it does come preloaded with popular kitchen-themed dance tracks.
Oh, great. Now I can salsa with my salsa. Just what I've always dreamed of.
Well, Rick, the Blend-O-Matic 3000 sounds like a real game changer. I can't wait to watch people struggle to find a practical use for it.
Thanks for the enthusiasm, Rita. The Blend-O-Matic 3000 might not be for everyone, but it definitely brings a fun twist to blending.
Haircut Craze, the world's first hair salon simulator game, is breaking new ground with its use of NASA-developed technology. The game lets you run your own hair salon and provide haircuts to virtual customers. But what really sets Haircut Craze apart is its use of NASA's patented hair cutting trajectory software, originally designed for use in zero-gravity environments. With this technology, Haircut Craze promises to deliver the most realistic and satisfying haircuts in any game to date. We wanted to bring a new level of realism to the haircutting experience, said the game's lead developer, Jack Smith. And NASA's technology allowed us to do just that. Haircut Craze is slated for release next month, and anticipation is high among haircutting and gaming enthusiasts alike.
Let's see what's happening with the weather.
A flash of lightning, a deafening crash, hailstones pounding, windows smash, torrential rain pouring down, the tempest rages with a fearsome sound. Nature lashes out with all her might, in this dark and stormy night. The darkness deepens, the winds howl, as the weather takes control. And as the chaos churns around, shivers run down spines abound. Beware the power of the storm, for it can cause great harm. Nature's wrath is nothing to ignore, or else you'll end up forevermore. The skies will clear, the storm will pass, the sun will rise and light will cast. But do not be fooled by the peace, for in the weather's grip, chaos can release. So prepare yourself and stay aware, as nature unleashes her dark affair.
Yesterday afternoon, John was feeling a bit down and decided to go fishing to clear his mind. After a few unsuccessful hours of casting his line, John started to pack up his gear when he felt a small nibble. Thinking he had caught a small fish, John started to reel it in. However, instead of a fish, he found a wheel of cheese on his hook. Confused and amused, John showed his cheesy catch to his friends who were equally surprised. "I guess you could say I was looking for a fish but got a cheese instead," John joked. It's still unclear how the cheese ended up in the lake, but for now, John plans to savor his cheesy victory. The mayor's cat, Fluffy, had quite the scare this morning when local barber, Ted, mistook her tail for a piece of hair and accidentally shaved it off. The mayor was fuming when he found out, but quickly realized it was just a catastrophe and nobody was hurt. Ted apologized profusely and offered to give Fluffy a free haircut to make up for it. The mayor graciously accepted Ted's offer and has reportedly said that he will not let this telltale incident affect his friendship with Ted. After years of being a commercial airline pilot, Doug Reynolds was ready to take his career to the next level. His dream was to one day become a flight instructor and help other pilots soar. Earlier this week, Reynolds made it official by earning his certification to teach in aviation schools. At a press conference announcing his accomplishment, Reynolds said he hoped to inspire other pilots to reach for the skies. He plans to pass on his knowledge and experience of aviation safety, aircraft maintenance, and flight maneuvers. Reynolds chose to pursue a career as a flight instructor after he flew for 15 years. He has now achieved his lifelong goal and is eager to help others make their dreams of being a pilot come true. When asked why he decided to become a flight instructor, Reynolds quipped, "It was time to give back, take flight, and let the journey begin." It looks like Doug Reynolds has taken his career to new heights.
In a bizarre claim that has left many scratching their heads, local woman Emily Johnson, 27, says that she has the unique ability to communicate with spaghetti noodles. Johnson claims that the noodles speak to her through a series of twirls and twists, conveying messages that she can understand. "It started out as a joke at first," Johnson explains. "I would talk to my food and my friends would laugh. But then I started getting answers back." Johnson says that the messages aren't always clear, but that she has had some interesting conversations with her pastor. "I asked the noodles what they wanted to be when they grew up and they said they wanted to be linguine," Johnson said with a laugh. While there is no scientific evidence to support Johnson's claims, she remains adamant that she has a special connection to her spaghetti. In a bizarre turn of events, local man Joe claims that he can communicate with aliens through his pet cat, Mr. Whiskers. According to Joe, he can transmit messages to Mr. Whiskers, who then relays them to extraterrestrial beings. The messages range from trivial matters like weather predictions to more serious issues like impending alien invasions. Joe has even started hosting weekly gatherings with others who share his claim. However, a recent investigation by a group of skeptics has revealed that Mr. Whiskers is actually communicating with a group of neighborhood cats, who then relay the messages to their owners. Joe refuses to believe this evidence and continues to hold on to his outlandish belief in his cat's extraterrestrial communication abilities. Now let's go to our field reporter to see what's going on around town.
Hi, Jeb. Can you tell us a bit about what you saw during the lawsuit?
Sure. It was all pretty crazy. The man claimed that he had been sold a muffin mix with all the wrong ingredients inside.
What happened then?
Well, the man and his lawyer argued their case in court. He was seeking compensation for the wrong ingredients. In the end, the court decided in his favor and he was awarded damages.
You heard it here first. Now back to the studio.
Welcome back to our daytime news segment. I'm your correspondent, Rick, and today I have a truly unique product to introduce to all of you.
Oh boy, what weird thing do you have for us now, Rick?
Well, Rex, prepare to be amazed. Introducing the latest innovative product, the half-full glass bottle.
Wait, are you serious? A glass bottle half full of some unidentified liquid? That's the best you could come up with, Rick.
Oh, come on, Rita. Don't be so quick to judge. This product is truly like nothing you've ever seen before.
I don't know, Rick. It looks like a failed science experiment to me. What's even the purpose of this half-full bottle?
Well, Rex, it's actually designed to challenge our perception of optimism. It's a conversation starter, reminding us to always see the glass as half full.
Or it could just be a colossal waste of glass. Seriously, who needs a constant reminder to stay positive? I'll stick to my motivational quotes, thanks.
I have to say, Rick, this product seems more like a gimmick than anything else. Are there any actual buyers for this half-full bottle?
Believe it or not, Rex, there's a market for everything. People are buying it as a quirky decoration, a unique gift, or just something to spark a conversation. It's all about embracing the unexpected.
Well, Rick, I guess if someone wants to spend their hard-earned money on a glass bottle with some random liquid sloshing around, who are we to judge?
Exactly, Rita. Rick, thank you for showing us this interesting product. I guess it takes all kinds to appreciate the half-full bottle.
You're welcome, Rex and Rita. It's been a pleasure as always. Remember, folks, sometimes it's the little things that bring a smile to our faces, even if it's a half-full glass bottle. Stay positive.
In a stunning turn of events, local man, Bob, has become the world champion at playing video games with only his nose. Bob has been training for this moment for years, and his dedication has finally paid off. He started with simple games like Tetris and gradually moved on to more difficult games like Call of Duty. At first, Bob was mocked for his unusual playing style, but he never gave up. Now, he has beaten the world record for most kills in a Call of Duty match, all while using only his nose. Bob credits his success to his long, pointy nose and his ability to focus all of his attention on the game. When asked what he plans to do next, Bob simply replied, "I'm going to Disney World." It's not clear whether Disney World has any nose-controlled games, but either way, we wish Bob the best of luck in his future gaming endeavors.
Let's see what's happening with the weather.
Good evening, fellow citizens. Today, we're dealing with something far more sinister than just a thunderstorm. The raindrops out there are not your average droplets. They are deadly, vicious and hungry for blood. These raindrops are so massive, they could take down a fully grown adult in a single blow. Think of them as tiny wrecking balls that are relentless in their pursuit of destruction. The only way to survive is to stay indoors and pray for your safety. So go home, lock all your windows and doors, and pray for your life. Back to you.
We've come to the end of today's top stories. Join us next time, when we'll be reporting from outer space, with the help of our alien friend, Bob. Good evening, Rita. Did you hear about the new study that says coffee can actually increase your lifespan?
Yes, I did, Rex. You know, that reminds me of how you always have to have your daily cup of joe during the commercial breaks.
What can I say? I know what I like. Speaking of which, did you get a haircut? It looks different.
Wow, Rex. Good observation skills. I got it cut last week.
Well, forgive me for not noticing. I was too busy doing my job, unlike some people who seem to be more concerned with their appearance on camera.
Excuse me? Are you saying I don't do my job properly because I like to look presentable on camera?
No. Of course not. I'm just saying that you seem to spend an awful lot of time in makeup.
Well, I have to look good for our viewers, Rex. It's part of being a professional.
I understand that, Rita. I just hope you're not spending more time on your appearance than your news research.
Believe me, Rex. I do my homework before every broadcast. Can you say the same?
Kim Limbo, a local gymnast, has broken the world record for limbo skating despite an injured knee. Limbo, who has trained for years with the Olympic gymnastics team, was worried that her knee injury was too severe to continue. However, with the help of her doctor, Limbo was able to overcome her pain and break the world record with a score of 8.7. Limbo's friends, family, and fellow athletes cheered her on throughout the competition, and she emerged triumphant. "I'm just really proud of how resilient I was," Limbo said afterwards. "I know I can do anything now." Yesterday, John Smith was arrested for stealing a calendar from a local store. When questioned by the police, John said he took the calendar because he wanted to take a day off. Miriam Donnelly was recently elected mayor of the small town of Tinker Hill and is already working to turn their plate upside down. On their first day in office, Mayor Donnelly surprised everyone, and even themselves, when they showed up to the town hall building with a literal plate of pizza. "I figured I could spend the first day at the office by having a relaxed lunch with the staff," Mayor Donnelly said. "It was a great way for all of us to get to know one another and talk about plans for the coming year." The citizens of Tinker Hill were excited to have such a unique politician in their town. Not only did Mayor Donnelly bring in positive energy and a unique perspective, but their arrival also brought with it some fantastic pizza. "It was definitely one of the most memorable first days of any mayor," said one resident. "It gave us all a good feeling about the upcoming year." Mayor Donnelly was just as excited to start their term in office and has already begun working to make the town a better place. "My goal is to turn Tinker Hill into a place that everyone will be proud to call home," they said. It looks like Mayor Donnelly is off to a good start. Yesterday, local man Jack decided to prove the flat earth theory once and for all by jumping over the moon. He had been planning for weeks, spending countless hours researching and preparing his jumpsuit. Jack believed that the moon was just a few hundred miles above the ground, and with the help of a trampoline, he could make the jump. Hundreds of people gathered outside Jack's home to watch the jump. As he got ready, Jack wore a serious look on his face, and for a moment, he seemed to be second-guessing himself. However, he took a deep breath and readied himself for the jump. As Jack started to jump, he realized that he had miscalculated the distance, and instead of jumping over the moon, he ended up crashing into his neighbor's backyard swimming pool. Jack came out of the pool drenched and disappointed. When the reporters asked him about the failed attempt, Jack said, "I guess the moon is much further than I thought. Maybe next time, I'll jump from an airplane." Local authorities are now investigating Jack for creating a public nuisance and causing a disturbance in the neighborhood.
Avid gamers around the world have been eagerly awaiting the release of the new game, Fantasy Kart. Created by independent game developer Kadeen Hill, the game is a unique mashup of multiple genres, offering something for players of all levels. At its core, Fantasy Kart combines elements from role-playing games, RPGs, kart racing, and platformers into a single package. Players must choose from one of 5 different character classes to customize their avatar, each with its own abilities and stats. Then, players can join races against computer or human-controlled opponents, using special power-ups to gain an advantage. Finally, players can collect coins as they explore stages inspired by classic platformers like Super Mario Bros. Game critics have already given the game critical praise, citing Hill's great attention to detail in the level design and game mechanics. With digital downloads already available and a physical release coming soon, gamers are in for an exciting adventure when they take to the tracks in Fantasy Kart.
In a feat that left onlookers equal parts impressed and disgusted, local man Jack Johnson has won an international competitive eating contest by consuming a staggering 102 hot dogs in just 1 minute. The contest, held annually in New York City, attracts top eaters from around the world, but it was Johnson who came out on top this year, setting a new world record in the process. Witnesses said that as soon as the contest began, Johnson seemed to enter some sort of eating trance, inhaling each hot dog in a matter of seconds. Spectators could only look on in amazement as Johnson continued to shove hot dogs into his mouth at an alarming rate. The previous world record had been held by Japanese contender Masao Yamamoto, who had consumed 99 hot dogs in 1 minute in 2018. Johnson's victory has been met with mixed reactions, with some hailing him as a true hero, and others raising concerns about the impact of competitive eating on the human body. Let's see what's happening with the weather.
As the storm approaches, some may feel fear, but I see opportunity. The wind howls like it is calling out to you, daring you to face it head on. Let the rain soak you to your bones and feel the power of the thunder as it rumbles through your soul. Embrace the darkness that comes with this storm and let it transform you into something new. You have the strength to endure, to conquer the storm and emerge stronger than before. Remember, the storm may be powerful, but it is no match for the new you who has weathered it. Yes, my friends, let the storm rage on and let it remake you in its image.
Charlie Johnson of the small town of Greensville, USA has officially broken the world record for eating the most pickles in 1 minute. Johnson, 32, was inspired to attempt the record after losing a bet with his friends at a bar. He managed to eat 27 pickles in just 1 minute, beating the previous record of 22. The crowd at the event cheered him on as he expertly shoved pickles into his mouth, hardly pausing to catch his breath. However, some viewers reported feeling a bit uneasy watching him consume so many pickles at once. One spectator, Julie Michaels, said it was impressive, but also kind of gross. I mean, who eats that many pickles in 1 minute? Despite this, Johnson was overjoyed to have broken the record and plans to attempt the record for eating the most hot dogs at the next county fair. On Wednesday morning, Mr. Henry Smith awoke to an unusual sight in the small town of Orwell. Outside of his window, he saw an unidentified stranger, who seemed to be handing out small stones that looked like miniature trees. Mr. Smith couldn't believe what he was seeing, so he rushed outside to get a closer look. After some investigating, Mr. Smith discovered that the stones were actually crystals in the shapes of trees, and that the stranger had been giving them out to other citizens in the town. When he asked who was giving away the rocks, the stranger simply said that his name was Jason, and that he had been sent on a mission to spread joy in the small town. After some careful questioning, Mr. Smith found out that Jason had been sent to the town by a mysterious man named Bill, who had promised that the stones would bring happiness to the citizens. Mr. Smith was a bit intrigued by the whole situation, and he decided to take a crystal tree for himself. Much to the surprise of their small town's residents, it seemed that Jason's mission had come true. The crystal trees seemed to have a magical effect, as people began to walk around with a wide smile across their faces that day. Mr. Smith and his neighbors never found out who Bill was or how he had discovered the mystical power of the stones, but it was clear that the stranger had worked some kind of magic on the people of Orwell. Headline: Mysterious stranger brings stone trees to small town, unexpected joy follows. Now let's go to our field reporter to see what's going on around town.
So, Jeb, what did you see at the Battle of Hogwarts?
Well, I saw Harry Potter fight Voldemort with a broomstick and his magical powers.
How did they fight?
They were throwing spells at each other and just making all sorts of magical things happen. It was wild.
What happened next?
Harry eventually won the battle and Voldemort was defeated. Everyone was cheering and the entire castle was celebrating with fireworks.
You heard it here first. Now back to the studio.
Good morning, Rex and Rita. Today I have something truly unique to showcase. It's called the multi-purpose precision knives.
Oh, great. Another set of knives. Just what the world needed.
Yeah, because cutting things with regular knives was just so inconvenient.
Well, hold on. These knives are far from ordinary. The multi-purpose precision knives have an array of features that'll surprise you.
I can't wait to be amazed.
First off, these knives come with built-in laser pointers. Now you don't have to worry about where you're cutting.
Who needs accuracy when slicing tomatoes, right?
But wait, there's more. The handles of these knives have built-in Bluetooth speakers, so you can enjoy your favorite tunes while preparing your meal.
Finally, knives that can chop vegetables and ruin your music at the same time.
Imagine the sound of cutting onions accompanied by an out-of-tune karaoke session.
Well, they also have a self-heating feature. No more struggling with cold knives, especially during winter.
Because who doesn't want their knives to double as miniature space heaters?
I can already picture myself accidentally burning the salad while trying to warm up the butter knife.
Okay. Maybe these knives aren't for everyone, but they do offer some unique functionalities.
I guess if you're someone who struggles with basic tasks like cutting, listening to music, and staying warm, these knives might be a game changer.
Or, you could just use regular knives and a smartphone like the rest of the world.
Well, you two certainly have strong opinions. But hey, maybe someone out there will find these multi-purpose precision knives handy.
Sure, someone living in 3019 might.
Or someone who's desperate for any excuse to avoid cooking.
Haha, fair enough. Thanks, Rex and Rita, for the spirited banter. Back to you.
In a stunning display of dedication, local man Bob Smith claims to have reached level 1000 in the classic video game Tetris after playing for 72 hours straight. Smith, who began playing on Friday morning, reportedly sustained himself solely on Red Bull and beef jerky as he powered through the game's challenging levels. Friends who witnessed Smith's marathon gaming session expressed a mix of awe and concern, with one saying, "I don't think I've ever seen someone so committed to a game before. It's simultaneously impressive and terrifying." Despite his achievements, Smith insisted that he had no intention of slowing down anytime soon. "This is just the beginning," he said. "I'm already planning my next gaming marathon. Only time will tell what game Smith is planning on dominating next."
Let's see what's happening with the weather.
Good evening, citizens. Today's weather report is not for the weak-hearted. We are under attack from above by the dreaded killer hailstones. These merciless balls of ice will be pelting down on us relentlessly throughout the day. I urge you all to stay indoors and avoid the streets at all costs. It's not safe out there. And if you do need to leave your home, make sure to wear a sturdy helmet to protect yourself from the deadly precipitation. Remember, the government has been known to manipulate the weather as a form of mind control. Stay vigilant, stay safe, and always be prepared for the worst. Back to you.
In a bizarre turn of events, local man Jack Smith showed up to a protest against high dairy prices wearing a cheese suit. The suit, made entirely of different types of cheese, caused quite a stir among the protesters and onlookers. Smith explained that he wanted to make a statement about the prices of cheese, which he believes are unfairly high. "I wanted to wear something that really demonstrates how ridiculous the prices have gotten," he said. And what better way to do that than by wearing a suit made entirely of cheese? Despite the attention it garnered, Smith's protest did little to change the prices at the local grocery stores. However, it did lead to a surge in cheese sales as many curious shoppers flocked to stores to see if they could create their own cheese suits.
Residents of the small town of Meadowville were in chaos yesterday when a strange creature was seemingly spotted in the office of Mayor Diana Holmes. Eyewitnesses described it as a white, four-legged animal with a long furry tail, standing at least 2 feet tall. The mayor's office was immediately surrounded by curious citizens who had heard the news and were eager to get a glimpse of the critter. Unfortunately, the creature had already vanished without a trace. The police were called in to investigate the area and try to find out what the animal was. Surprisingly, no clues were found, and after questioning the mayor and her staff, the police finally determined that the creature was an animatronic robot created by local inventor, Bob Johnson. It seems that Mayor Holmes had contacted Bob and asked him to create a robotic double of herself that could stand in for her when she was away from the office due to COVID-19. Mayor Holmes was relieved to find out that the animal was indeed a robot, but she was disappointed that the bizarre news about it had already circulated around the town. She thanked Bob for his invention and then vowed to keep it a secret until the pandemic was over. Now let's go to our field reporter to see what's going on around town.
So, Jeb, tell us what you saw.
Well, I was eating at the diner when I heard a scream. So I looked over and saw a man trying to rob the cash register.
What happened next?
Well, the diner chef comes out of nowhere and starts dousing the suspects with spaghetti sauce. It was really something else.
Wow, that must have been a sight to see. What do you think the suspects thought of it?
They were definitely surprised. They looked like they had never seen anything like it before. It was hilarious.
You heard it here first. Now back to the studio.
Welcome back to our daytime news segment. Today, I have something really bizarre to show you. It's called the garbage tote.
Wait, did I hear that right? Garbage tote? Are they seriously selling trash now?
Haha. This is just ridiculous. Who in their right mind would buy a bag full of garbage? Talk about a waste.
Well, Rex and Rita, before you judge too quickly, let me explain what the garbage tote actually is. It's not just any ordinary trash bag.
Oh, please enlighten us, Rick. I can't wait to hear how they justify selling garbage.
The garbage tote is actually an eco-friendly product that aims to raise awareness about waste management. It's made from recycled materials and encourages users to be more mindful of their trash habits.
That's an interesting twist, I guess. But couldn't they have come up with a better name? Garbage tote just doesn't scream environmentally conscious to me.
I agree, the name might not be the best choice. But let me show you what's inside these bags. Opens one bag.
Oh boy, here we go. Prepare to be amazed by the wonders of garbage, folks.
Inside, you'll find a variety of waste items like plastic bottles, cans, and other recyclable materials. The idea is to encourage people to sort their trash and recycle properly.
I have bins at home for that, Rick. I don't need to spend money on glorified trash bags to teach me how to recycle.
That's a fair point, Rita. This product may not be for everyone. But for those who struggle with waste management, the garbage tote could serve as a helpful reminder.
Well, Rick, I'm still not convinced. It sounds like a gimmick to me, trying to profit off something as basic as throwing away trash.
Understandable, Rex. The garbage tote certainly has its limitations. However, if it manages to make even a few people more conscious about their waste, it might be worth considering.
In a revolutionary move, the new video game Rocket Dodge has just launched using technology never before seen in the gaming industry. The game, which challenges players to use the power of physics to dodge rockets, features rockets that were created by the aerospace engineering firm, Blue Bolt Technologies. Blue Bolt CEO and founder, Ashley Stellan, is confident that her company can revolutionize the gaming world by introducing their cutting-edge rocket tech. At Blue Bolt, our goal is to enable gamers to experience something they have never experienced before, said Stellan. We think Rocket Dodge will do just that. The rockets used in Rocket Dodge are propelled by a unique mix of liquid nitrogen and hydrogen, resulting in rockets that are powerful enough to reach 50,000 feet. The physics-based game requires players to carefully calculate the trajectory of their rockets to avoid obstacles and earn points. With the introduction of this revolutionary rocket technology, Rocket Dodge is sure to be a hit with gamers everywhere.
Let's see what's happening with the weather.
Good morning, folks. Today's weather is absolutely beautiful. The sun is shining, the birds are singing, and the sky is a stunning shade of blue. It's the perfect day to get outside and enjoy some fresh air. But don't be fooled by the pleasantness of it all. This is the calm before the storm. The weather can turn on us at any moment, unleashing a fury that we could never have imagined. Remember that every light casts a shadow, and that even the most innocent-seeming day can hide a darkness beyond comprehension. So yes, embrace this beautiful weather, but also be prepared for the horrors that may come. Your survival depends on it. Be ready to face the worst that nature can throw at you, and you just might make it out alive. Remember, the sun always sets eventually, and what comes after may be the most terrifying thing you've ever experienced.
We've come to the end of today's top stories. Join us next time, when we'll be reporting from outer space, with the help of our alien friend, Bob. Good evening, folks. I'm Rex, your favorite news anchor, and I'm here with the lovely Rita.
Thanks, Rex. And may I add that you look extra dapper tonight.
Why, thank you, Rita. But you know, I always look dapper. It's just one of my many talents.
Oh, I know, Rex. You're just full of talent. But let's not forget, I'm the one who always gets the breaking news first.
Breaking news? PSH, I get breaking news before my cereal gets soggy in the morning.
Well, excuse me, Mr. Big Shot. But just because you wake up at the crack of dawn doesn't mean you're always the first to know everything.
Hey, now. Don't get defensive, Rita. I was just teasing. You know I couldn't do this without you.
I know, Rex. I was just giving you a hard time. It's what we do best.
That's right, Rita. And coming up next, we'll have all the top stories from around the world. So stay tuned, folks. Yesterday, Alfred Baker, a baker working at a local bakery, made a rookie mistake that caused a stir among his coworkers. After adding too much flour and kneading the dough too vigorously, Baker managed to turn the simple act of creating bread into a real mess. I had been so focused on kneading the dough that I didn't realize I had gone too far, said Baker, as he surveyed the chaos in the kitchen. Before I knew it, the dough was stuck to the table, the sides of the kitchen, and even to my coworkers' aprons. I guess I went a bit overboard, to say the least. Fortunately, no one was hurt, but Baker is now known as the perpetrator of one of the stickiest situations prep cooks have seen in years. Thankfully, the bakery was able to stay open and the bread was eventually salvaged. I think I'll stick to stirring from now on, said Baker as he wiped down the counters. At least that's one recipe I don't have to worry about overdoing. In a surprising turn of events, local crime boss Tony Vellini was recently defeated in an art challenge. Vellini, the head of the notorious street gang, the Southside Sharks, had accepted the challenge from up-and-coming artist Galen Jones. Word of the contest had spread quickly around town, and a crowd of nearly 50 gathered to watch the two adversaries face off. Despite Vellini's known prowess with a brush, Jones emerged victorious, earning bold cheers of approval from the audience. The challenge was to each create a still life in 30 minutes. After the time was up, a panel of judges voted unanimously in favor of Jones's masterpiece. In his parting words, the gang leader said that he'd been beaten fair and square. It's not yet clear what the historic outcome of this challenge means for the future of the Southside Sharks, or the local art scene. But for now, it's clear that something very special happened that day in Southtown.
Residents of Devon, Connecticut were shocked yesterday when reports surfaced of a mysterious creature following a local resident, Nathan Harper, on his morning walk. Witnesses described the creature as being over 6 feet tall and covered in green, scaly skin. According to the reports, the creature seemed to be trailing Mr. Harper for several blocks and even attempted to communicate with him in a strange language. When asked to comment on the situation, Mr. Harper told reporters that he was very frightened and confused by the situation and had no idea why the creature was following him. The police are currently investigating the incident and are asking anyone with information to contact him as soon as possible. Despite the ongoing investigation, many members of the Devon community remain skeptical of the incident, believing that it was most likely nothing more than an elaborate prank. Now let's go to our field reporter to see what's going on around town.
So Jeb, what did you see this morning when the local man discovered his ability to fly?
Well, it was pretty amazing. He was standing there, and all of a sudden he started to twitch and then his hair started to grow. It was growing fast, everywhere. And then before we knew it, he was up in the air.
Wow, that's incredible. Did it seem like it was a natural ability, or was he using some sort of technology?
No, it seemed like it was completely natural. He didn't seem to be using any technology. He was flying himself, and it was really impressive.
That's amazing. Do you think he will be able to do it again?
I think so. He seemed pretty happy about it, and it definitely looked like he was enjoying himself. So I'm sure he'll try it again soon.
You heard it here first. Now back to the studio.
Welcome back to the show, folks. We have a special segment today featuring a, let's say, interesting new product.
That's right, Rex. Apparently, someone thought we needed a desk lamp that defies all logic and good taste.
Introducing the ridiculously named glow-in-the-dark disco desk lamp.
Hey there, Rex and Rita. I'm here to shed some light, quite literally, on this funky lamp that's capturing everyone's attention.
Well, Rick, I must say, this lamp doesn't seem like my idea of stylish home decor. It looks like something straight out of a tacky 70s disco party.
Absolutely, Rita. And let's not forget the questionable choice of glow-in-the-dark feature. Who needs a lamp that only becomes useful once the lights are out?
Well, Rex, the creators argue that it adds a touch of fun and whimsy to any workspace. Imagine typing away on your computer with a soft, pulsating disco glow in the background.
Oh, please, Rick. I'd be too busy recovering from a disco-induced headache to get any work done.
And don't even get me started on the design. It's like a spaceship mated with a lava lamp, and this unholy offspring is now trying to illuminate our lives.
Sure, Rex, it may not appeal to everyone's taste. But let's remember that innovation sometimes emerges from the unexpected and makes us rethink our ideas of beauty and form.
Well, Rick, this lamp has certainly made me rethink the importance of good design in my life. And now I appreciate my ordinary lamp even more.
Indeed, Rita. Sometimes the weirdest creations have their place, even if it's in the back of a dusty storage closet.
Well, there you have it, folks. The glow-in-the-dark disco desk lamp, a conversation starter for all the wrong reasons.
Gamers across the globe are in an uproar over the recent update to the popular Battle Royale game Fortnite, released by developer Epic Games. Players were unhappy to find that the update, ironically named Smooth Sailing, had made the game more difficult, making it a much less enjoyable experience. The update changed several aspects of the game, such as the map, weapons, and game mechanics. Epic Games CEO Timmy White attempted to assuage players' concerns in a statement, telling them that the update was intended to be a challenge for veteran players and noobs alike. This did little to stop the outrage, and gamers across the globe responded to the update with an avalanche of negative feedback on social media. Many of the regular players have declared that they are boycotting the game until Epic Games reverts the update and returns the game to its former state. Whether Epic Games will heed these calls for a rollback remains to be seen, but it is clear that the company has underestimated the resentment of the ever-expanding Fortnite community.
Let's see what's happening with the weather.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are in for a ride. The sky is a beautiful shade of pink, but don't be fooled. It is a warning, a harbinger of danger. The winds are howling at 60 miles per hour, and the rain is coming down in sheets. Yet, we must keep moving forward. We must not let the storm defeat us. Let us embrace this challenge and become stronger for it. Remember, what doesn't kill us, only makes us more terrified. So, Grab your umbrellas and hold on to your hats, because the storm of our nightmares has arrived.
In a stunning feat of engineering, local inventor Robbie Robinsons was able to construct a functioning robot using nothing but found household objects. Crafted from materials such as paper clips, popsicle sticks, bottle caps, and rubber bands, the robotic humanoid stands just over 2 feet tall and is capable of simple robotic movements such as waving its hand. Robinsons, the owner of G-Tech Robotics in town, said he was inspired to create the robot after a night of tinkering in his garage. In an interview with local news, he said, "I had some spare parts lying around, so I figured why not try to make something awesome out of them? It took me several days to figure out the mechanics of it, but I eventually got it working and it was pretty cool." Robinsons plans to use the robot for educational purposes at his robotics shop and has already attracted interest from several companies hoping to utilize the robot for commercial applications. He said, "I'm hoping the robot will be a stepping stone to much bigger projects. My ultimate goal is to create a full-scale robotic factory right here in our town." Cheese enthusiasts everywhere rejoiced when the winner of the annual rat race competition, George Fisher, took home the prestigious cheese prize sponsored by acclaimed cheese connoisseur Mona Gouda. Mr. Fisher ran the race with a commanding lead.
In a bizarre feat of endurance, local man Jerry Smithson has broken the world record for holding his breath underwater. Onlookers and medical professionals alike were left stunned as Smithson managed to stay submerged for a full 24 hours without taking a single breath. Police divers had to pull him out of the water as his wife became increasingly concerned about his health. She was seen crying with joy when her husband finally emerged from the water. When asked about the secret behind his incredible feat, Smithson revealed that he had trained his body to absorb oxygen through his skin. He demonstrated this by holding his breath for an additional 5 minutes after being pulled out of the water. The Guinness World Records representative issued a statement expressing their amazement at Smithson's achievement. They cautioned others not to attempt to break the record, as it could be extremely dangerous and should not be attempted without the proper training and equipment. Smithson has become an overnight sensation, with people coming from all over to see him and congratulate him on his achievement. He was given the key to the city by the mayor and has been the subject of countless interviews and talk shows. Some are still skeptical of his claims, but Smithson remains adamant that his ability to absorb oxygen through his skin is what allowed him to break the record. Regardless of how he did it, his achievement will go down in history as one of the most bizarre and unsettling feats of human endurance ever witnessed. Robert has always had a pet turtle named Speedy, who he believed was just an ordinary shelled creature. One day, he noticed that Speedy was acting strange. He seemed to be listening in on Robert's phone calls and following him around the house. Robert thought it was odd, but didn't think too much of it. That was until he received a knock on his door from the FBI, who claimed that Speedy was actually a spy turtle from a rival country. The FBI had been tracking Speedy's movements for weeks and discovered that he had been listening in on top-secret phone calls and reporting the information back to his handlers. Robert couldn't believe it. His pet turtle was a spy. He was devastated to learn that his beloved Speedy had been using him to gather intelligence. But the twist to the story came when Robert realized that he still loved Speedy, despite all of his espionage activities. Robert decided to keep Speedy as his pet, and the FBI monitored him closely to ensure that he wasn't relaying any more sensitive information back to his handlers. Now let's go to our field reporter to see what's going on around town.
So, Jeb, tell us what you saw when this remarkable event happened?
Well, I was walking down the street when I saw a dog barking to the beat of his own drum. I was completely amazed.
Fascinating. So what happened next?
Well, the dog kept on barking to the beat of the drum, almost like it was a rhythm he was trying to keep up with. It was incredible.
You heard it here first. Now back to the studio.
Hello Rex and Rita. Today I have a truly unique product to share with you. It's called a half-witch.
A half-witch? Seriously, Rick? That sounds ridiculous. Who in their right mind would want half a sandwich?
Well, Rex, the half-witch offers something different for those who prefer lighter meals or want more variety. It's perfect for people who don't always finish a full sandwich.
Oh, come on, Rick. Why not just have leftovers from yesterday's lunch? This half-witch idea seems like a lazy attempt to avoid putting in any effort.
I understand your skepticism, Rita, but the half-witch is more than just leftovers. It's designed for portion control and convenience, making it easier to enjoy a variety of flavors without feeling stuffed.
Portion control? Give me a break, Rick. If someone can't handle a whole sandwich, maybe they should reconsider their appetite and not rely on gimmicky products like the half-witch.
I appreciate your thoughts, Rex, but the half-witch is gaining popularity for a reason. It's an innovative solution for those looking to customize their lunch experience.
Well, Rick, while you may see it as innovative, I see it as unnecessary. Who needs a sandwich that looks like it's been cut in half? It's like an incomplete meal.
That's your perspective, Rita, but there are many people who are enjoying the half-witch and finding it to be a great addition to their lunch options.
Walter White, a 35-year-old man from Smalltown, USA, has become a video game champion after training with virtual llamas. According to Walter, the llamas helped him improve his gaming skills in ways he never thought possible. He said that their calming presence helped him focus and keep a clear head, which was essential in beating his opponents. Walter spent months playing video games with the llamas by his side, and gradually saw his skills improve. He started winning matches and tournaments, and soon gained a reputation as one of the best video game players in the world. His virtual llama companions even cheered him on during particularly intense matches, giving him the motivation he needed to keep going. News of Walter's success started to spread, and soon he was being hailed as a hero by gamers everywhere. He even appeared on national television, where he demonstrated his skills and talked about the importance of virtual llamas in gaming. Walter credits his success to the llamas, saying that they taught him valuable lessons about patience, focus, and perseverance. He plans to continue training with them and hopes to inspire others to do the same.
Let's see what's happening with the weather.
The sky darkens, the wind howls, lightning strikes, thunder rolls. Torrential downpours flood the land, trees uprooted, the earth unmanned. Hail the size of fists pelts the ground, buildings crumble with a deafening sound. The storm rages on with no end in sight, all hope lost in this endless night. But remember this, as you face the storm, you are but a mere mortal, no power to transform.
We've come to the end of today's top stories. Join us next time, when we'll be reporting from outer space, with the help of our alien friend, Bob. Good evening, Rita. Looking sharp today.
Thanks, Rex. But let's focus on the news, shall we?
Of course, Rita. But speaking of sharp, did you see my new tie?
Sorry, Rex. I wasn't paying attention to your fashion choices this morning.
Well, maybe you should start. I mean, I do bring a certain level of class to this broadcast.
Oh, please. The only thing you bring is a desire to hear yourself talk.
Hey, I resemble that remark.
And I think you mean I resent that remark.
No, I definitely mean resemble. Because let's face it, I'm pretty good looking.
Okay, Rex. Let's get back to the news before your ego gets any bigger.
Jeremy Johnson, 35, reportedly consumed over 10 pounds of various mushrooms in one sitting, causing him to turn into a mushroom himself. Johnson claims he thought he was invincible to the effects of eating so much fungi, but soon realized that he was wrong. He began to feel a strange tingling sensation throughout his entire body, and before he knew it, he had turned into a large, portobello mushroom. Neighbors say they saw Johnson sprouting up from the ground in his front yard and were left in shock. Emergency responders arrived on the scene and attempted to revive Johnson, but it was too late. Johnson is survived by his wife and 2 children who say they are saddened by the bizarre and tragic loss of their loved one.
In a shocking turn of events, Jerome Smith, a local resident of Smalltown, USA, who had been digging a hole in his backyard for the past 6 months, has stumbled upon a hidden pirate treasure instead of reaching China. Mr. Smith had been determined to prove the childhood myth of digging to the other side of the world to his doubting friends and family. He even quit his job to spend more time digging. The treasure chest, which was buried deep inside the earth, contained heaps of gold coins, rubies and diamonds, and a note which read, "Congratulations, you have found my treasure. I have been waiting for someone to find it for over 400 years." The note was signed by the infamous pirate captain, Blackbeard himself. As for Mr. Smith, he is now a rich man and has decided to take up archaeology as his new career. A local man, named Jerry, has made an incredible discovery. He has been growing strawberries the size of small cats in his backyard. Jerry discovered the secret to his success when he accidentally spilled a bottle of expired hair serum into his strawberry patch. To his surprise, the strawberries began to grow rapidly, and within weeks they had reached the size of a house cat. Jerry says that the strawberries taste just as sweet as normal-sized ones, but their texture is a bit rubbery. When asked about the potential health risks of consuming these enormous strawberries, Jerry was confident that they posed no threat. However, local health officials recommend caution and suggest that these strawberries should only be consumed in small amounts. Despite this warning, Jerry has become something of a local celebrity, with people from all over the country coming to see his giant strawberries. He has even started selling them at the local farmers market for $50 a piece. It's unclear whether Jerry's discovery will have any implications for the future of agriculture, but one thing is for sure, his cat-sized strawberries are a sight to behold. Now let's go to our field reporter to see what's going on around town.
We're here with Jeb, one of the witnesses of the extraordinary event that took place earlier this week. What did you see, Jeb?
Well, I was just sitting in my kitchen, when all of a sudden I heard a voice coming from my toaster. At first I thought it was a trick of the mind, but then it turned out that the voice was actually coming from my toaster.
And what did the voice say?
It said it was an alien speaking to me. It said it was here to help humanity. I couldn't believe my ears.
You heard it here first. Now back to the studio.
Welcome back to the morning news. Today, I have something truly bizarre to show you. It's called the squiggle fork dash, a revolutionary new take on the traditional eating utensil. Take a look.
Oh, boy. Here we go again with another useless invention. I can't wait to see how this squiggle fork is going to change my life.
I have to say, Rick, it looks like a melted plastic fork to me. Are we really supposed to believe this thing has any practical use?
Well, Rex and Rita, the creators of the squiggle fork, claim that its unique squiggly design helps to better grip food, ensuring a more efficient and enjoyable eating experience.
More efficient? Really, Rick? I find it hard to believe that a fork with wavy lines can do a better job than a regular fork, which has been working just fine for centuries.
And let's not forget that it looks absolutely ridiculous. I mean, who wants to be seen eating with a melted fork? It's just embarrassing.
Well, I can understand your skepticism, but the squiggle fork has been receiving positive reviews from some early adopters. They claim it really enhances their eating experience.
Positive reviews? I'd love to meet these people. Are they also fans of eating with chopsticks made of uncooked spaghetti?
Or maybe they're the same people who buy those as seen on TV gadgets that end up collecting dust in the back of their kitchen drawers.
Well, Rex and Rita, only time will tell if the squiggle fork becomes a hit or a flop. But for now, it's certainly making waves in the world of cutlery.
Waves? More like ripples in a stagnant pond. I doubt this revolutionary fork will make any real impact.
Agreed, Rex. It's a plastic fork, for goodness sake. Let's focus on some real news.
Gerald, a 24-year-old finance analyst from Springfield, spent a grueling 72 hours straight playing video games and emerged with a newfound sense of purpose in life. At first, he was just trying to beat his high score in his favorite game, but as the hours ticked by, he found himself transcending the game and achieving a state of pure gameplay, with no distractions or outside thoughts. He stopped eating or sleeping, subsisting only on energy drinks and chips. His body withered away, but he didn't care. When he finally emerged from his gaming den, he had ascended to a new level of existence, where his reflexes were lightning fast and his decision-making abilities were unparalleled. He had become one with the game, a living avatar of victory. His friends and family were shocked by his transformation and worried about his health, but all he could do was smile and exclaim, "I have achieved true gaming greatness." From that day on, he spent every waking moment honing his newfound skills and competing in online tournaments, earning millions of dollars in prize money and becoming an international sensation. And as he sat on his throne of victory, he knew that his journey had been worth it.
Let's see what's happening with the weather.
Good evening, folks. This is Dan, your chief weatherman. Today, I come bearing ominous news for all of you. The city is under siege by a killer heat wave, the likes of which we have never seen before. The sun's rays are making people feel like they're trapped in a hot oven, with no escape. I'm telling you folks, it's hotter than Satan's beard comb over here. The mercury has risen so high that it has melted the plastic in people's mailboxes. The asphalt on the roads is melting like cheese on a hot pizza, sticking people's shoes to the ground. Don't even get me started on the ice cream trucks, folks. The ice cream man is now delivering milkshakes. The heat wave has caused chaos, misery, and sweat in the city. Stay safe, keep hydrated, and whatever you do, don't go outside unless absolutely necessary.
In a bizarre twist of events, a Florida man named Bob attempted to rob a bank in Orlando using a live alligator as a weapon. Witnesses reported that Bob walked into the bank wearing a cape and carrying a large alligator by its tail. He demanded that the tellers fill his backpack with cash or he would release the alligator. The bank employees were startled but complied out of fear. However, as Bob was leaving the bank, he tripped on his cape and let go of the alligator's tail. The alligator then proceeded to attack Bob, causing chaos in the bank. Luckily, no one else was harmed. Bob was arrested with the help of local animal control authorities and charged with attempted armed robbery and animal cruelty.
Residents of the quiet hamlet of Cedar Ridge are in shock this week after a rare species of blue jay began wreaking havoc on their peaceful suburb. On Tuesday morning, Mr. Frank Conway reported hearing a loud screech outside his home. Upon further investigation, Mr. Conway discovered that a particularly large blue jay had been swooping down onto people, stealing food from their hands, and even picking at mailboxes. Local law enforcement were dispatched to the scene to investigate, though further aggression from the bird made their task rather difficult. According to Officer Dave Gomez, the bird wasn't keen on being apprehended, but eventually we were able to tranquilize it and remove it from the area. Even more worrisome, reports have surfaced that the bird may have been accompanying a flock of other blue jays, although there is no current evidence to support this claim. Cedar Ridge residents are being advised to keep a watchful eye on the skies in the coming days and weeks in the hopes of preventing further chaos. Now let's go to our field reporter to see what's going on around town.
So, Jeb, tell me what you saw when Crabzilla invaded New York City.
Well, it was terrifying. All of a sudden, this huge creature emerged from the water, and it was this enormous mutant crab. It was huge. It was walking around the streets, crushing cars and buildings as it went. People were screaming and running in every direction.
Wow, that must have been terrifying. How long did it last?
It probably lasted about an hour or so. Eventually, the military came and managed to take it down. Thankfully, no one was seriously injured during the incident.
That's good to hear. So what do you think caused this craziness?
I'm not sure. Some people think it was a mutation caused by radiation, but no one really knows for sure. All we do know is that it was a wild ride.
You heard it here first. Now back to the studio.
Hey Rex, Rita, I've got something really bizarre to show you today.
Oh great, another weird product. What is it this time, Rick?
Well, today I have the all-new SoundVac 2000 headphones.
SoundVac 2000? Are they supposed to clean your ears while you listen to music?
Haha, not exactly. These headphones claim to enhance your listening experience by simulating the sound of a vacuum cleaner.
Are you kidding me? Who on earth would want to listen to the sound of a vacuum cleaner?
I can't think of anything more annoying. Why would anyone spend money on this?
Well, according to the manufacturer, it's supposed to create a sense of relaxation and help people focus.
Relaxation? More like irritation. Who wants to relax to the sound of loud cleaning machines?
I can't even imagine walking around with these ridiculous headphones on my ears. Talk about a fashion disaster.
Haha, I see your point. These headphones might not be for everyone, but there may be a niche market out there for them.
Who exactly is this niche market? People with obsessive cleaning disorder.
Or maybe people who suffer from vacuum cleaner separation anxiety? This is just absurd, Rick.
Well, Rex and Rita, even if we find it weird, there might be some adventurous music lovers who'll give it a try. Back to you.
John, a local resident of the city, has claimed to have beaten the iconic video game Super Mario Bros. In under 10 minutes. What's more baffling is that he claims to have done this using a toaster as a controller. When asked how this was possible, John explained that he had modified the toaster buttons to act as the controller buttons. He also mentioned that the toaster's heating element would become hot enough to trigger the jump button. Gamers all around the world are questioning the legitimacy of John's claim, but he stands by his statement and has even created a tutorial for his fellow gamers interested in this bizarre controller hack. Industry experts are baffled by this news and are pondering whether a new category of video games should be introduced, Toaster Mario.
Let's see what's happening with the weather.
The skies are clear with a bright sun shining down upon us, giving us the energy we need to strive for greatness. The gentle breeze is like a push, urging us forward to our goals. Don't waste this perfect opportunity to achieve all that you want, for the weather will not always be on our side. Embrace the warmth and let it seep into your bones. Let it fill you with a hunger for success that will never be quenched. For when the sun sets and the cold grips us once again, those who did not take advantage of this moment will be left in the darkness, forever searching for the light that once shined upon them.
We've come to the end of today's top stories. Join us next time, when we'll be reporting from outer space, with the help of our alien friend, Bob. Good evening, folks. I'm Rex.
And I'm Rita. Don't forget who brings the charm to this duo.
I'm sorry, what was that? I was too busy carrying this show on my own.
Oh, please. You couldn't carry a tune if it had handles on it.
Ha! At least I don't have to rely on puns to make people laugh.
Hey, you know what they say, Rex. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Or in your case, you can lead the news, but you can't anchor it.
Wow, Rita. That was almost clever. Too bad you stumbled over your own words.
Oh, don't act like you're so perfect. I heard you mispronounced Poughkeepsie yesterday.
Hey, that's not fair. Nobody can pronounce Poughkeepsie.
You've got a point there. Maybe we should stick to something easier, like Schenectady.
Hey, I can pronounce that one just fine.
Sure you can, Rex. Sure you can.
In a small town in the Midwest, a local baker named Fred was sued by several customers for selling them bread that they claimed was stale. The customers came together to file the lawsuit, claiming that the bread was the yeast of their problems. Fred, the baker, denied the claims and said that the bread was fresh. However, the customers insisted that the bread tasted old and had a weird texture. The case is ongoing and the outcome is still unknown, but some people in the town are divided on the issue, with some supporting the customers and others supporting the baker. One thing is for sure, this case has caused quite a stir in the local baking community.
Mr. Jamie McTavish, an avid gardener from Edinburgh, Scotland, was shocked to find an ancient fossil in his backyard garden. After further examination, the fossil was determined to be of a rare trilobite, an extinct species of marine animal. Believing that he had made a priceless discovery, McTavish happily shared his news with his friends and family. He was excited to share his find with the local community museum, thinking it would make a great acquisition and draw in more visitors. To Mr. McTavish's surprise, the museum manager revealed that the trilobite fossil was not a rare find after all. It was actually a replica usually used by teachers in science classes. Filled with disappointment, McTavish was relieved to find out that his fossil was not worth any money, but he still cherished his find and proudly displayed it in his home. Jake has been struggling financially for years, until one day he decided to buy a lava lamp that he saw at a garage sale. He didn't really believe in the good luck it claimed to bring, but when he plugged it in, he noticed something unusual. The lamp began emitting a strange glow that seemed to surround him and fill the room with a warm energy. Jake felt a sudden surge of confidence and inspiration that he hadn't experienced in years. He knew that something big was about to happen. The next morning, Jake found out that he had won the lottery. He was shocked, but also convinced that the lava lamp had something to do with it. From that day on, he became obsessed with the lamp and began collecting more of them. He spent all his money on vintage lava lamps and set up a shop to sell them. It soon became a success. However, Jake's good luck came with a catch. Every time he sold a lamp, the buyer would experience an unusual string of bad luck that resulted in a financial loss. No matter how hard Jake tried to explain that he couldn't control the lamp's powers or prevent the buyer's misfortunes, he was blamed for their miseries. His once thriving shop quickly turned into a ghost town, and his reputation was tarnished. Jake learned the hard way that sometimes good luck can come with a price. Now let's go to our field reporter to see what's going on around town.
So Jeb, tell us what you saw this morning when you went to take a bath.
Well, when I lifted the shower curtain, I saw a talking octopus in my bathtub. I was so surprised that I just stared at it for a few seconds.
Did it talk to you?
Yeah, it did. It said hello and asked me why I was staring at it. I almost fell out of my tub.
What did you do then?
Well, I was so shocked that I didn't know what to do. So I ran out of the bathroom and called my neighbors who came and took a look. They said they had never seen anything like it before.
You heard it here first. Now back to the studio.
Good morning, Rex and Rita. I'm here with an exciting new product that's going to revolutionize the way we take selfies. Introducing the Selfie Enhancer 3000.
Oh great, another camera gadget to make taking selfies even more obnoxious. Just what the world needs.
I can already see teens everywhere rolling their eyes. Rick, what's so special about this so-called Selfie Enhancer 3000?
Well, Rita, the Selfie Enhancer 3000 is not just any camera. It's designed to capture the perfect selfie by automatically adjusting lighting, angles, and even facial expressions.
Seriously? So now we can't even take a picture without relying on a device to tell us how to look? This is getting ridiculous.
I have to agree, Rex. Are we becoming a society that can't even take a decent photo without artificial intelligence stepping in?
Well, some people might find it helpful, especially those who struggle with taking good selfies. The Selfie Enhancer 3000 is here to make everyone feel like a professional photographer.
Or it's here to make everyone even more superficial and obsessed with their appearance. I mean, come on, Rick. Can't we appreciate natural beauty anymore?
Exactly, Rex. This product just feeds into the already overwhelming pressure to look perfect. It's like a virtual beauty filter on steroids.
Well, I can see you both have strong opinions about this. But let's give it a chance, Shall we? Watch as I demonstrate the incredible powers of the Selfie Enhancer 3000. Say cheese.
Cheese. But I doubt that even the Selfie Enhancer 3000 can fix your bad hair day, Rick.
And don't forget, it can't wipe away that awkward grin you always have in photos, no matter how advanced it claims to be.
The video game industry is no stranger to pushing the limits of technology, but a new game called Mind Blown is taking it to the next level. Developed by fictional company Neurogaming, the game uses brain scan technology from the dental industry to control in-game characters. Players wear a small device that scans their brainwaves and translates them into in-game movements. The device is similar to those used in dental offices to take images of teeth, but has been repurposed for gaming. The game is a hit with players, who enjoy the immersive experience and the novelty of controlling their characters with their minds. Neurogaming plans to license the technology to other developers in the gaming industry, and is already in talks with several major companies. Who knew the dental industry could be such a game changer?
Let's see what's happening with the weather.
Ah, woe is me, for I can no longer find my favorite pen. It has disappeared into the void, swallowed up by the earth or taken by a sinister thief. Alas, the pen was my most cherished possession, and without it, I am lost. The weather outside is dreary as if the gods themselves weep for my lost pen.
In a stunning revelation, local man Billy Bob Jenkins claims to have discovered the secret to living forever. According to Jenkins, it all started 2 years ago when he accidentally spilled a bottle of hot sauce on himself. He immediately felt a surge of energy and decided to investigate further. After extensive research, Jenkins believes that the combination of hot sauce, pickles, and bacon grease is the key to immortality. Jenkins has been diligently following this regimen for the past 2 years and claims to have never felt better. "I feel like I could live forever," he said with a grin. Despite skepticism from the medical community, Jenkins is convinced that he has stumbled upon the secret to living forever. His advice to others? Make sure to eat plenty of hot sauce and pickles, and don't forget the bacon grease. Dubious local business owner Jebediah Wheeler has done it again. The Wheeler dealer has made a worldwide good fortune wheeling and dealing in asphalt paving. His latest business venture involves transforming local streets into smooth works of art all for the low price of a wheelbarrow full of cash. When asked about his success, Wheeler simply said, "The street just paved itself." In a shocking turn of events, Mayor Alfredo Linguini of Pasta City has been noodled out of office by the city council. It was revealed that he had been involved in several spaghetti-related scandals, including accepting bribes in the form of meatballs and using his position of power to promote his family's pasta restaurant. The council initially tried to give him a macaroni warning, but he refused to apologize for his Linguini behavior. In the end, they had no choice but to fusilli fire him. The city is now on the search for a new leader who will be able to steer them in a lasagna direction.
In a shocking discovery, local resident, John Smith, has found that he has the amazing ability to communicate with plants. Smith claims that he can hear the plants speaking to him in a language he understands, and can even converse with them. He says that he learned of his unique talent while tending to his garden one day. "I was just talking to my plants like I always do, and suddenly, I heard them talking back," he explained. Since then, Smith has been spending hours each day chatting with his plant friends, discussing everything from the weather to plant life cycles. But the discovery has left some people feeling uneasy, with some neighbors even questioning the safety of having a person who talks to plants living in the area. However, Smith assures everyone that he's harmless and that he's just grateful to have found a new group of friends who he can connect with on a deeper level. Now let's go to our field reporter to see what's going on around town.
So Jeb, tell us what you saw during the killer Tide Pod storm.
Well, it was pretty crazy. I saw a huge swarm of Tide Pods raining down from the sky. So I ran for cover as fast as I could.
Wow, that sounds absolutely terrifying. Did you manage to escape unscathed?
Luckily, I did. But I did pick up a few Tide Pods during my dash for safety. I've never seen anything like it before.
That must have been quite a sight. Did you happen to try eating any of the Tide Pods?
Ah, no. I know better than that.
You heard it here first. Now back to the studio.
Welcome back, Rex and Rita. I'm here today to showcase a truly unique and innovative product. Get ready to be amazed.
Oh, Rick, we can't contain our excitement.
Yeah, Rick, our hearts are racing with anticipation.
All right, no need to be sarcastic. Allow me to introduce the Turbo Cut 3000. It's a set of high-quality knives that claim to revolutionize your culinary experience.
Oh, Rick, haven't we seen enough knives on this show? What makes this one so revolutionary?
Yeah, Rick, what's next? A mind-blowing potato peeler?
Well, Rex and Rita, the Turbo Cut 3000 features an ergonomic handle design for a comfortable grip. It also has a super sharp blade made of the finest stainless steel.
Wow, Rick, I've never heard of an ergonomic handle before. I mean, how did we survive all these years without it?
And a super sharp blade, you say? How groundbreaking. I didn't realize we needed a PhD in slicing cucumbers.
Come on, guys, let's give it a fair chance. The Turbo Cut 3000 also boasts a unique non-stick coating, making it a breeze to clean.
Oh, thank goodness. Now we can slash tomatoes and clean up without a second thought. What would we do without this life-changing innovation?
I bet even Michelin star chefs are on the edge of their seats, Rick. This is truly a game changer.
All right, you two. I get it, you're not fans of the Turbo Cut 3000. But let's not forget that new products bring excitement and innovation to our lives.
Fair enough, Rick. We may not be convinced, but hey, maybe someone out there needs their knives to have an ergonomic handle and a non-stick coating.
You're right, Rex. To each their own. Who are we to deny people the joy of slicing their veggies like never before?
Exactly. Let's celebrate diversity in kitchen gadgets. After all, the Turbo Cut 3000 might just be someone's dream come true.
In a bizarre turn of events, local man Jonathan Smith claims to have played video games for a record-breaking 168 hours straight, without any breaks or sleep. Smith reports that he subsisted solely on energy drinks and pizza rolls, which were delivered to him by his loyal roommate, Jasper. "I couldn't have done it without Jasper's help," Smith said, wiping tears from his bloodshot eyes. "He was my rock." When asked about the game he played for the marathon session, Smith admitted that it was a little-known game called Farmville Fantasy Extreme, which involves building virtual farms and raising magical creatures. "I know it's not the most exciting game out there, but I just couldn't stop," Smith said. "I was so close to beating the final boss." Despite concerns from his family and friends about his health, Smith insists that he feels great and is ready to tackle his next gaming challenge. "Bring on the next marathon," he said with a deranged grin.
Let's see what's happening with the weather.
The sun is shining bright and the temperature is just perfect to give you a sense of comfort and ease. You might think it's a beautiful day outside, but don't be fooled by the calmness of the weather. The birds are singing and the sky is blue, but underneath it all is the scariest storm that's about to hit. Beware of the tranquil weather as it can change in an instant without any warning. The storm will come when you least expect it, tearing down everything in its path. You might feel safe now, but just wait, the darkness is coming. The storm is brewing, and it's coming for you.
We've come to the end of today's top stories. Join us next time, when we'll be reporting from outer space, with the help of our alien friend, Bob. Good morning, Rita. You know what's scary? Your hair today.
Oh, please. At least I don't look like a clone of every other male newscaster out there with your boring haircut.
Hey, my haircut is classic. It's always in style.
So is the Black Death, but that doesn't mean it's a good thing.
Ha! Nice one, Rita. But seriously, what's with your hair?
I'm trying out a new style. It's called I Don't Care What Rex Thinks.
Ha ha, very funny. But seriously, did you forget to comb it this morning?
Nope, this is the style. Deal with it, Rex.
Alice Moore, a commuting businesswoman from Unionville, had a unique way to avoid the morning traffic jam on Wednesday. After seeing the backed-up Unionville bus stop, she headed for a nearby bike shop, rented a bicycle, and pedaled her way to the office. Alice, who could not believe the amount of people waiting to board the bus, said she was relieved to find a cheap and convenient way to get around the traffic. When asked about her decisions, Alice proudly exclaimed, "It was time to think outside the bus." In a bizarre turn of events, John Smith, a 27-year-old from New York City, has married his smartphone in a lavish ceremony attended by close family and friends. The ceremony was held in a local park and included a wedding arch decorated with flowers and a smartphone-shaped wedding cake. The groom wore a tuxedo while the smartphone, dressed in a custom-made tuxedo case, was carried down the aisle by his best man. During the wedding vows, John declared his undying love and devotion to his smartphone, stating that he could not imagine life without it. The ceremony was followed by a reception with food, drinks, and music. However, things took a dramatic turn when the smartphone's battery died during the first dance. John had a complete meltdown and demanded that the reception be paused while he charged his beloved device. Guests were left stunned as John plugged his smartphone into a charging station and then proceeded to dance by himself until it had enough battery to continue the celebration. Some guests reportedly left the reception early, citing the bizarre turn of events as too much to handle.
John Smith, a 37-year-old man from Texas, made a bold claim that he could communicate with giraffes. To everyone's surprise, he backed up his claim by teaching a young giraffe named Max to play the piano. According to Smith, Max had a natural talent for music but needed someone to teach him how to play. Smith used his telepathic communication skills to teach Max the basics of piano playing. People from all over the world came to see Max's talent and Smith quickly gained popularity. However, things took a strange turn when Max suddenly stopped playing the piano and refused to communicate with Smith. Smith was devastated and didn't know what went wrong. The twist in the story came when Max was diagnosed with a rare virus that affected his brain and caused him to make strange movements, including playing the piano. Max was quarantined and Smith's claims were dismissed. Smith later admitted that he had been pranking people all along and had hired a team of professionals to train Max to play the piano. Despite the disappointment, Max became a symbol of hope for those who believed in the power of communication. Now let's go to our field reporter to see what's going on around town.
Jeb, can you tell us what you saw when you discovered the whale in your backyard pool?
Sure. I was in the backyard just taking a look at the pool when I saw this huge thing just lounging in the water. I knew right away it was a whale because of its size.
What did you do when you saw it?
Well, I was so shocked I couldn't do anything at first. Then I called my neighbors to come take a look and make sure I wasn't seeing things.
That must have been quite a sight. So did the whale stay in the pool for very long?
No, it didn't. After a few minutes it got spooked by all the people that had gathered and jumped out of the pool and back into the ocean.
You heard it here first. Now back to the studio.
Good morning, Rex and Rita. I'm here today to introduce you to a truly unique product. It may look like an ordinary bottle of water, but let me tell you, there's more to it than meets the eye.
Oh, please, Rick. I can already see where this is going. Another pointless gimmick, huh?
No, Rex. This is different, I promise. The product we have here is called Aquagel. It's a gel-based water substitute.
A gel-based water substitute? Are you serious, Rick? Who in their right mind would want that?
Well, Rita, there are actually some potential benefits to Aquagel. It's designed for people who struggle with traditional water consumption, such as those with swallowing difficulties.
Swallowing difficulties? Come on, Rick. That's such a niche market. I doubt anyone would choose a slimy gel over refreshing water.
But Rex, think about athletes or busy individuals who need quick hydration. Aquagel offers a convenient way to stay hydrated without the fear of spillage.
Convenient? It sounds more like a science experiment gone wrong, Rick. I can't imagine anyone willingly subjecting themselves to drinking gelatinous water.
I understand your skepticism, but Aquagel has a surprising twist. It comes in various flavors like strawberry, lemonade, and even mojito.
Oh great, gelatinous mojitos. Just what the world needed. Rick, I have to say, this product seems like a solution to a problem nobody has.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Rex. Aquagel might just be the most ridiculous product we've ever seen on this show.
Well, Rex and Rita, while you may not be sold on Aquagel, there are certainly individuals out there who will find it useful. It's all about catering to different needs, after all.
In a stunning display of dedication to his craft, local man Jack Johnson has broken the world record for the longest video game marathon. Johnson, 28, spent over 60 hours playing his favorite game, Zombie Apocalypse, End of the World Edition, without any breaks. To accomplish this feat, Johnson subsisted on a diet of energy drinks and pizza slices, only taking a quick bathroom break every 10 hours. His thumbs were reportedly bleeding, and his eyes were red and bloodshot by the end of the marathon. But Johnson was thrilled to have broken the previous record of 56 hours, held by a gamer in Japan. "I've been training for this for months," Johnson said. "I can finally say that I am a world record holder, and I couldn't be more proud." Johnson was awarded a trophy and a lifetime supply of pizza from his favorite local pizzeria, Mario's Pizzeria. When asked about his plans for the future, Johnson said he was already looking forward to his next marathon attempt, this time, with a goal of 75 hours.
Let's see what's happening with the weather.
O ye mortals, hear my tale, of a sky that turned deadly pale, as clouds like demons roared and howled, with winds that lashed and trees that bowed. Lightning bolts like fiery spears, struck the earth and fed on tears, as thunder shook the very ground, and echoed with a deafening sound. Nature's wrath was on display, as the tempest refused to sway, but fear not, for this is the time, to face the storm with a will sublime. For in the darkest of hours, we find the strength to wield our powers, and brave the wrath of the skies, with courage that never dies.
Fido, a 3-year-old golden retriever, recently finished a major physical transformation. After months of a strange diet of feathers and peanut butter, Fido's normal, furry coat grew out and was replaced with wings. Since then, Fido has been spotted flying around town, sometimes doing daring stunts like aerobatic flips, and even traveling as far as 50 miles outside the city. The townspeople are all amazed at Fido's transformation and are cheering him on as he zooms by. When asked by reporters why he decided to become a flying dog, Fido simply replied, "It was the most natural thing to do."
In a stunning revelation, local man Wilbur Johnson claims to have found the secret to time travel by eating only pickles. Johnson, who has been consuming nothing but pickles for the past year, explained that he noticed a strange sensation in his stomach and suddenly found himself transported back to the 1800s. Since then, he has been able to travel through various time periods, including the future. Johnson insists that it is the vinegar in the pickles that allows him to time travel and has started his own pickle business to share his discovery with the world. His pickles have since gained a cult-like following, with customers claiming that they, too, experience strange sensations after eating them. The scientific community remains skeptical of Johnson's claims but cannot deny the growing popularity of his pickle business. In a stunning turn of events, a local cat named Mr. Whiskers has won the mayoral election in the small town of Millfield, Maine. Mr. Whiskers, a domestic shorthair who was known for wandering around town and begging for treats, entered the race on a whim after hearing about the open position. Despite being a newcomer to politics, Mr. Whiskers quickly gained a following for his charismatic meows and charming paw-shaking abilities. In a landslide victory, Mr. Whiskers was declared the new mayor of Millfield. At first, everyone was delighted with Mr. Whisker's mayoral performance. He spent his days lounging in his custom-made cat bed at City Hall, occasionally batting at a toy ball, and generally being adorable. But then, during his second week in office, Mr. Whiskers began to show a more sinister side. He suddenly stopped showing up to meetings and ignored all of his mayoral duties. When a concerned citizen went to his office to check on him, they found that Mr. Whiskers had transformed City Hall into a cat playground, complete with scratching posts, tunnels, and a giant ball pit. As it turns out, Mr. Whiskers had run for mayor strictly for the purpose of establishing his own cat paradise. When questioned about his lack of interest in governing, Mr. Whiskers simply purred and rolled over for belly rubs. Though some citizens are outraged at Mr. Whiskers' deception, many others are happy to have such an adorable addition to their town. Now let's go to our field reporter to see what's going on around town.
So, Jeb, can you tell us what you saw when you witnessed this incredible feat of aquatic mastery?
Sure can. It was really something to see. I saw the man's goldfish, doing kick-ups and dribbling the ball around like a real soccer pro.
Wow, that's impressive. How long do you think it took him to train his fish?
I'm not really sure, but it seemed like the fish was quite the natural. He took to the ball like he'd been playing his whole life.
That sounds incredible. Any idea how he managed to get it to do that?
Well, the man said he used a tactic called positive reinforcement. He would give the fish small treats after completing certain tasks, and then eventually it started to do more complex actions.
I see. Well, that's certainly one way to train a pet. Thanks for sharing your story, Jeb. You heard it here first. Now back to the studio.
Welcome back, Rex and Rita. I'm here today to show you a truly unique and innovative product that I stumbled upon. It's called the Ultimate Cutting Set.
Oh boy, Rick. Do tell us how these knives are any different from the million other knives out there.
Well, Rex, the manufacturer claims that these knives are incredibly sharp and can cut through virtually anything with ease. They are made from a special alloy and have a sleek, modern design.
Right, because what we really need are more sharp objects lying around our kitchen. Forget safety, let's introduce more potential hazards.
Exactly, Rita. And let's not forget the excessive packaging these knives probably come in, contributing to more environmental waste.
Well, I understand your concerns, but let's give this product a fair chance. They also come with a unique ergonomic handle that supposedly makes cutting easier and more comfortable.
Oh, Rick, because holding a knife has been so challenging all these years. Thank goodness for ergonomic handles. I can't contain my excitement.
Rick, honey, we have tons of knives in the market already, and most of them work perfectly fine. I fail to see the need for another fancy knife set.
Well, Rita, innovation is the essence of progress. Maybe the Ultimate Cutting Set will revolutionize the way we cut, dice, and slice.
Or maybe, just maybe, it'll end up in a kitchen drawer gathering dust, alongside all the other revolutionary gadgets that promise to change our lives.
In a groundbreaking move, game developer Galactic Games has partnered with NASA to bring an unprecedented level of realism to their latest release, Space Odyssey 3000. Using technology developed by NASA for astronaut training, players will experience the challenges and dangers of piloting a spaceship through the cosmos. The game will feature realistic simulations of zero-gravity movement, space debris avoidance, and even emergency protocols for oxygen deprivation. According to lead developer, Max Astronaut, the partnership with NASA has been a dream come true. We are thrilled to work with NASA on this project. Their expertise has allowed us to create a truly immersive experience unlike anything players have seen before. The game is set to release next month, with early reviews praising its realism and difficulty. "It's so realistic, I feel like I'm actually up there," said one player, "but maybe that's because I keep crashing and burning." Only time will tell if Space Odyssey 3000 will be a hit or a flop, but one thing is for sure, it's a giant leap for video game technology.
Let's see what's happening with the weather.
Here we are again, folks. Another day, another set of weather predictions that I'm not sure anyone will really care about. But hey, that's my job. So let's start with the headline. Today's forecast is, drumroll please, a veritable cornucopia of atmospheric conditions. That's right, folks, we've got everything from sunshine to snow to tornadoes too. Wait, is that a smog advisory? Anyway, let's dive in, shall we?
We've come to the end of today's top stories. Join us next time, when we'll be reporting from outer space, with the help of our alien friend, Bob. Good evening, Rita. You're looking lovely today.
Thank you, Rex. You're not looking too shabby yourself.
Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
Just that you seem to be aging gracefully.
Well, I'll take that as a compliment.
You should, Rex. I'm not sure how many more compliments you'll be getting.
Ha ha, very funny. You know, Rita, some people say you have a mean streak.
Oh, come on, Rex. You know I'm just teasing.
I know. I guess I'm just getting a little sensitive in my old age.
There's no need to get sensitive, Rex. We all know you're still a big shot around here.
Thanks, Rita. That means a lot coming from you.
You're welcome, Rex. Now, let's get started with the news.
Jacob Smith, a local man, made a shocking discovery that might change the future of humanity or at least his own life. Mr. Smith opened his refrigerator to find a bottle of milk, which he had bought a year ago. But to his surprise, the expiration date stated never. At first, he thought it was a joke or some sort of mistake, but after examining the label, he found that it was produced by a new company named Milk of Eternity. He immediately drank the milk and within seconds started feeling younger. Mr. Smith observed the changes in his body and realized that he had found the secret to eternal youth. He contacted the company and, to his amazement, they confirmed that their milk had miraculous properties. The company's CEO, Dr. William Wonka, revealed that the milk was produced by cows that were fed with a unique food that could prolong their life by centuries. However, the twist in the story came when the FDA started investigating the company's claims. After a thorough examination of the milk, the FDA concluded that it was just regular milk, and the label was a hoax. Mr. Smith was disappointed, but he took comfort in the fact that he had experienced a few moments of eternal youth before it was taken away from him. A touching scene unfolded on the campus of Penn State University yesterday as a long-lost puppy was happily reunited with its owner. The pup, named Fuzzy by its owner, had gone missing over 6 months ago, but yesterday it was found on campus, whimpering and looking for its beloved master, Jason Fry. Fry, a Penn State senior studying psychology, was lucky enough to come across his pup in the university's student center. When Fry spotted Fuzzy, he immediately ran over and the two were just as joyous as can be. Fry was heard exclaiming, "Fuzzy, I thought I'd never see you again." It remains unclear exactly how Fuzzy ended up on Penn State's campus, but one might say it was just pure puppy love. In this year's annual tomato growing competition, held in the small town of Greensville, farmer John put his perfect technique to the test and came out on top. John has been raising and growing tomatoes for over 30 years, but it wasn't until he introduced his pet cat Mittens to the process that he started winning awards. According to John, Mittens has a remarkable talent for detecting which tomatoes are ripe for the picking. Each morning when John heads to the fields, his feline companion follows him and meows insistently until he chooses a tomato for her to inspect. If Mittens nods her head in approval, John knows he has found a winner. The judges of the tomato competition were skeptical at first, but after sampling John's award-winning heirlooms, they were convinced of the perfect technique's effectiveness. John and Mittens can now enjoy their well-earned success, and are already planning to expand their operation with a new feline assistant, Fluffy.
Mrs. Rebecca Johnson was devastated when she arrived home to find her chihuahua, Pepe, shredding her beloved wedding dress. She quickly scooped up the canine and put him in his crate before sobbing heavily in the corner of the room. After a few minutes, however, she realized that something was off. It turns out that Pepe had been hired as an assistant by Mrs. Johnson's husband, Bill, to make sure his wife's dream wedding dress was kept safe and secure. His unorthodox method of protection ensured that no one could ever steal the sentimental garment. Mrs. Johnson and Bill both ended up laughing about the situation and have since nicknamed Pepe Security Dog. On a beautiful, sunny afternoon, a small bird had their luck tested twice in the span of less than 1 hour. The first instance was when the bird attempted to perch on a telephone wire, and was zapped by the electricity running through it. Much to the dismay of the bird, it quickly learned that electricity and birds don't mix. After some initial shock, the bird seemed to recover, flying away unharmed. Less than an hour later, the same unsuspecting bird heard the inviting call of a bird feeder and decided to go check it out. But upon arriving at the feeder, the bird found that the opening was much too small to fit through, leaving the poor creature stranded, unable to get its much-desired snack. However, the bird never gave up hope, flying away after a brief pause with the determination to try again another day. Now let's go to our field reporter to see what's going on around town.
So Jeb, what happened the night of the mysterious alien visitation?
Well, it was like something out of a movie, really. We all gathered outside and waited for these aliens to arrive, but after a few hours, nothing came.
That must have been really disappointing for the family.
Yeah, for sure. We were so excited about the possibility of seeing aliens, but it all ended in complete disappointment.
So, did you at least get any photos or videos of the event?
No, sadly not. Maybe if they had actually arrived, we would have been able to capture something.
You heard it here first. Now back to the studio.
Good afternoon, Rex and Rita. I'm here with an exciting new product called the multifunctional pencil sharpener.
Oh, Rick, is this another one of those pointless inventions?
I mean, seriously, who needs a multifunctional pencil sharpener? What's next? A toaster that doubles as a vacuum cleaner?
Well, Rita, this innovative gadget is designed to not only sharpen your pencils but also serve as a ruler, a compass, and even a mini stapler.
Wow, Rick, that sounds almost as useless as a screen door on a submarine.
Come on, guys, give it a chance. It's perfect for students, artists, or anyone who needs multiple tools in one compact device.
Oh, please. I can already imagine the frustration of trying to sharpen a pencil while accidentally stapling my finger.
And what happens when you're using it as a compass and suddenly your pencil breaks? Then what?
Well, Rex, the multifunctional pencil sharpener also has a built-in pencil holder to prevent any mishaps like that.
Rick, I have to say, this seems like a solution in search of a problem. Who needs all these functions in a pencil sharpener?
I understand your skepticism, but sometimes it's the unconventional products that surprise us the most. So, let's give the multifunctional pencil sharpener a chance to prove itself.
In a shocking turn of events, the entire country was plunged into darkness last night as a result of a 24-hour video game marathon. According to sources, a group of friends, consisting of Joe, Bob, and Sarah, decided to see who could play the most video games in a single day. The competition, which they dubbed the Ultimate Gaming Challenge, started innocently enough, with the group playing classics like Super Mario Bros. And Donkey Kong. However, things quickly escalated as they moved on to more intense and immersive games. Around the 15-hour mark, Joe began to feel a strange sensation in his hands. He reportedly ignored the feeling, thinking it was simply stress from the intense competition. But when Bob's computer suddenly shut down and wouldn't turn back on, they started to realize something was wrong. It wasn't until Sarah's controller burst into flames that they knew they were in serious trouble. The group immediately tried to shut off their consoles, but it was too late. The power grid had been maxed out and couldn't take any more strain. As a result, the entire country lost power for several hours. Experts are now urging people to limit their video game usage to prevent any future mishaps. Joe, Bob, and Sarah have since been nicknamed the Gaming Gridlock Trio.
Let's see what's happening with the weather.
The sky grew dark, as if the gods themselves had grown tired of the sun. The wind howled like 1,000 wolves, and the rain crashed down like a wall of spears. Lightning flashed like the angry eyes of the witch queens, and thunder roared like the laughter of giants. All who stood in its path trembled, for the storm was not of this world. It was a wrathful beast, a creature of the tempest, come to devour all in its path. But through it all, a glimmer of hope remained, for those brave enough to weather the storm would emerge from the other side, forged anew in the fires of chaos and fury. For only those who dared to stand against the storm would emerge as true champions of the night, unbreakable and unyielding in the face of darkness and despair.
Yesterday, Detective Jackson Cole from the local police department had a unique close encounter with an aviation enthusiast. While on patrol, Detective Cole noticed an aircraft soaring through the air above the city. After further investigation, the aircraft was identified as a drone owned by resident Harry Finch. The detective was pleased to find out that the drone was legal, as the area had recently implemented ordinances to prevent private aircraft from flying too low. Eventually, Officer Cole was able to have a conversation with Finch in which the two discussed the ordinance. After a few minutes of conversation, the pair realized they both had a passion for flight and went their separate ways. Detective Cole was thankful he didn't have to go on the record with any charges, and Finch was relieved to know that his hobby was not in violation of the local laws. A local man named Buzz attempted a daring heist at a nearby bee farm yesterday, but nearly met his demise at the stingers of some very angry bees. According to witnesses, Buzz arrived at the farm in his yellow and black striped suit, equipped with a mask and smoke gun. He quickly made his way to the hives and began to collect as much honey as he could carry. However, his plan hit a snag when the bees became agitated and attacked him. Buzz attempted to run away, but slipped and fell into a nearby pond, where he was able to escape the wrath of the bees by hiding underwater. Fortunately, local firefighters arrived on the scene and were able to safely remove Buzz from the pond, with minimal bee stings. When questioned about his motives, Buzz simply stated that he was just trying to make a buzz. He is currently being held in custody and is facing charges of honey theft and mischief. Roderick Chalmers had been out fishing with his son, 12-year-old Alden, off the coast of Florida when they encountered a band of pirates in a large yacht. To Roderick's surprise, he recognized the captain of the pirate ship as one of his old elementary school classmates, Hank Pimble. Although Alden was nervous, his father stayed calm and assertive. Roderick stepped forward and challenged Hank, daring him to a duel. To the surprise of everyone present, Roderick easily bested Hank. In a show of admiration, Hank and the rest of the crew agreed to drop their weapons and surrender the ship. The grateful crew allowed Roderick and Alden to proceed on their journey, and even presented a large haul of fish that the pirates had caught earlier. When the duo arrived back home, word quickly spread of Roderick's heroic actions and fearless bravado. He is now a local celebrity, and people from all over the country are clamoring to hear how he took down an entire band of pirates single-handedly.
It has been discovered that a pyramid scheme run by disguised aliens was secretly in effect in the small town of Pepperwood. According to witnesses, the alleged leader of the scheme, a man known only as Mr. Smith, had been gathering a group of people for the scheme for almost a year. Those people had been accumulating vast amounts of money, with no explanation as to what exactly they were doing. Smith was also seen meeting with a woman named Ms. Anderson, who claimed to be from another planet. The police were recently able to connect the dots and reveal that the pyramid scheme was actually part of a larger alien invasion plan. It is believed that the aliens had been attempting to amass a large enough sum of money to finance their plans to conquer Earth. Fortunately, authorities have apprehended Smith and Anderson, bringing the scheme to a halt. The town of Pepperwood can now rest easy knowing that the alien invasion has been prevented. Now let's go to our field reporter to see what's going on around town.
Tell us what you saw, Jeb.
Well, I was at the dentist's office and I saw the dentist pull off a really big smile. Everyone was really impressed by it.
What do you think the dentist was feeling to be able to pull off such a big smile?
The dentist seemed really proud and confident in their work. It was a really great moment to witness.
You heard it here first. Now back to the studio.
Welcome back to our daytime news segment. I'm Rick, and I have a very interesting product to show you today.
Oh boy, here we go again. What bizarre thing do you have for us today, Rick?
Well, Rex, today I have something truly unique. It's called the Sonic Blaster air horn. Check it out.
Oh great, another pointless contraption. What's so special about an air horn, Rick?
Well, Rita, this isn't just any air horn. It's designed to fit in your pocket, making it extremely portable.
Who needs a pocket air horn, Rick? Are you planning on starting mini riots during your lunch breaks?
Haha, not exactly, Rex. But imagine being able to make a loud noise for various situations. It could be useful in emergencies or even for cheering on sports teams.
I can't even begin to imagine how annoying that would be, Rick. It sounds like a recipe for instant headaches and angry neighbors.
And let's not forget how cool you'll look pulling an air horn out of your pocket. You'll be the life of the party, for all the wrong reasons.
Well, Rex and Rita, I understand your skepticism, but sometimes it's the unconventional products that surprise us the most. Plus, it's always fun to push boundaries and try something different.
Well, Rick, I guess if you enjoy annoying people and want to be known as the guy with the pocket air horn, go for it.
Just remember, Rick, with great power comes great annoyance. Please think twice before subjecting innocent bystanders to your sonic blasts.
Haha, duly noted, Rita. Well, that's all the time we have for today's weird product showcase. Thanks for joining us, and remember, sometimes it's okay to embrace the strange.
In a shocking collaboration, scientists from the prestigious XYZ Institute have teamed up with the cereal giant, Choco Puffs, to create a groundbreaking video game. The game, titled Chocoland, uses technology that has never been seen in the gaming industry before. The scientists have incorporated a special type of fiber optic cable into the controller, which can detect the player's taste buds as they play the game. The cable is connected to a cereal dispenser that releases a specific type of Choco Puffs flavor based on the player's in-game actions. If a player defeats a boss, for example, they may be rewarded with a blast of chocolatey goodness. The game has been hailed as a revolution in interactive entertainment, with many players saying they have never experienced anything like it before. While some critics have expressed concern about the health implications of such a game, Choco Puffs and the XYZ Institute have assured the public that all of the flavors used in the game are FDA approved and safe for consumption.
Let's see what's happening with the weather.
Today, citizens are warned to stay indoors and cover their heads as a catastrophic hailstorm is expected to wreak havoc over the city. According to Dan, the hailstones are of fridge-like proportions and are likely to cause severe property damage, injure anyone caught outside, and lead to widespread panic. Dan also warns that this storm is just the beginning of a series of extreme weather conditions that will hit the city. He adds that there is a conspiracy at play behind these weather anomalies, and that people should be vigilant and stay safe.
We've come to the end of today's top stories. Join us next time, when we'll be reporting from outer space, with the help of our alien friend, Bob. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Rex and this is Rita. Welcome to our evening news show.
Thank you, Rex. You seem to be in a good mood today.
Of course, Rita. Why wouldn't I be?
Well, you ate the last donut in the break room this morning.
Oh, come on, Rita. You know how I get when I'm hungry.
I know, but you could have at least left me the crumbs.
I'll make it up to you, Rita. How about I bring you some donuts tomorrow?
Deal. Now let's get started with the news.
Residents of the small town of Pleasantville were shocked to find out that one of their own, Bobby Johnson, had turned into a mushroom overnight. Johnson, who was known for his love of the outdoors, claimed that the transformation was a spur-of-the-moment decision. Local authorities are still unsure of what caused Johnson's transformation, but some speculate that it may be linked to his recent obsession with foraging mushrooms. Johnson's family, who are also avid mushroom hunters, have expressed their concern for his well-being and have started a social media campaign to raise awareness about the dangers of consuming wild mushrooms without proper identification. Johnson himself seems to be adapting surprisingly well to his new form, claiming that he feels like a fungi to be around.
In a small town in rural America, a man named Tim became the talk of the town after claiming to have developed the ability to fly. According to Tim, his newfound superpower is the result of drinking copious amounts of kombucha, a fermented tea beverage. At first, his family and friends thought he was joking, but they soon realized that Tim could hover a few inches off the ground and even glide short distances. The local news station interviewed Tim, who explained that he started drinking kombucha because he heard it could aid in digestion. One day, after drinking several bottles, he felt a strange sensation in his stomach and suddenly lifted off the ground. Experts are baffled by Tim's ability and are currently conducting tests on his body and the kombucha to determine the cause. In the meantime, Tim's popularity continues to soar, and people from all over the world are traveling to witness his incredible talent. Tim is now considering a career in crime fighting, using his kombucha powers for good. Residents of the small town of Hillington woke up this morning to a shocking surprise in the form of dozens of strange tree-like creatures scattered across the landscape. The creatures, referred to by locals as super trees, are roughly 7 feet tall and appear to be made of bark and moss, but upon closer inspection appear to be made of an unknown material. Mayor Adam Miltner said the arrival of the super trees has left many Hillingtonians confused and unsettled. "What I've heard from community members is that they weren't expecting this," Miltner said. "It's a very odd thing to wake up and find these strange beings in your town. It's a little unsettling. No one knows when the super trees appeared or where they came from, though the mayor has promised a full investigation. We're going to get to the bottom of this and find out who's behind this," Miltner said. In the meantime, Hillington residents remain on high alert, with no one knowing what the future holds for the town and its mysterious visitors. Headline: Mysterious super trees appear overnight across small town. Now let's go to our field reporter to see what's going on around town.
Hi Jeb, can you tell us what happened today with this local mayor's game?
Yes, today Joe Smith, the local mayor, threw a curveball during the annual baseball game. It was really surprising.
That is quite a surprise. Did Joe Smith have any previous training in baseball?
Not that I'm aware of, but he pitched the ball perfectly. Everyone in the stadium was cheering for him. It was a great moment.
You heard it here first. Now back to the studio.
Welcome back to our daytime news segment. Today, I have a very interesting product to show you all.
Oh, Rick, what have you found this time? Your taste in products always leaves us scratching our heads.
Well, Rex, Rita, prepare to be amazed because today I present to you the half a sandwich.
Half a sandwich? Are you serious, Rick? Who on earth needs half of a sandwich?
Well, Rita, think about it. Sometimes we are in a hurry and don't have time to finish a whole sandwich. That's where the half a sandwich comes in.
Are you telling me that, instead of wrapping up the leftover portion of a sandwich like a normal person, we should buy an absurdly shaped product specifically designed for a half-eaten sandwich?
Well, Rex, it's not just about practicality. The half a sandwich also comes with various designs and colors, making it a fashion statement.
Oh, please. A fashion statement. I can't imagine anyone wanting to walk around with a half sandwich-shaped container hanging out of their bag.
Well, Rita, you might be surprised. This unique product actually has a niche following.
A niche following? I'm sorry, Rick, but I can't wrap my head around why anyone would waste their money on this gimmick. It's just a piece of plastic shaped like half of a sandwich.
Well, Rex and Rita, while you may not be convinced, there are people out there who find the half a sandwich both practical and fun. And that's what makes it unique.
Well, Rick, I guess we'll have to agree to disagree on this one. But I can't help but think this product just takes the sandwich craze a bit too far.
Fair enough, Rita. We all have our opinions. Thanks for discussing the half a sandwich with me today.
A 35-year-old man named Jack was playing his favorite video game, Alien Invasion, when something bizarre happened. According to Jack, he was suddenly transported into the game and found himself face to face with real aliens. Jack claims that the aliens abducted him and took him on a wild ride through the galaxy. He even says that they taught him how to fly their spaceship and gave him advanced alien technology. Jack was eventually able to escape and make his way back to the real world, but he says that the experience has changed him forever. "I never believed in aliens before," Jack said, "but now I know that they're real and they love playing video games just as much as we do." Experts are skeptical of Jack's claims, but gamers around the world are already trying to recreate his experience by playing Alien Invasion non-stop in the hopes of being abducted themselves.
Let's see what's happening with the weather.
Hey there folks, it's your favorite melancholic meteorologist, Dan. And I'm here to tell you about the weather, I guess. Looks like it's going to be, well, cloudy with potentially some precipitation. Yes, that's right, there's a chance we might get some of that good old H20 falling from the sky. But don't get too excited, it's not like we're going to have a deluge or anything. No, just a slight chance. And even if that does happen, it'll probably just be a drizzle. Because why should anything good ever happen, am I right? Anyway, let's talk temperatures. It's going to be, kinda chilly? Or maybe it'll be kinda warm. Who knows? Not me, that's for sure. I'm just the guy who's supposed to tell you what's happening, but really, what's the point? It's not like you're going to believe me anyway. But hey, thanks for tuning in. See you all next time, I guess.
The small town of Carver Hill was rocked by a startling mystery on Wednesday evening. At approximately 6 p.m., a tall and heavily armed individual burst into the local bank and demanded money from the tellers. Fortunately, nearby hairdresser Martha Smith noticed what was happening and quickly ran to the scene. "I knew I had to do something," explained Martha. Martha bravely foiled the robbers' plans by using the most unexpected of tactics. She began singing an old-fashioned operetta song. The robber, unmoved by Martha's performance, attempted to run away. However, the town's nearby police officer, John Pepper, quickly arrested the robber and brought him to justice. Martha, who plans to open her own barber shop with the reward money she received from the municipality, reflected on the evening's events. "It was surreal. Who would have thought that singing an old song from the 50s would be the key to solving a bank robbery?" In a shocking turn of events, a local cat named Whiskers has taken over as the new mayor of the small town of Pauville. The town's previous mayor, Mayor Smith, had to step down due to health reasons and the town council voted in Whiskers as his replacement. The cat, who is known for napping in the sun and chasing mice, has quickly become a beloved figure in the town. In fact, many citizens prefer Whiskers as their mayor over the previous human mayor. "Whiskers is a great listener and always takes into account the needs of the town," said local resident Sally Jones. Whiskers has also implemented new policies such as mandatory catnip plants in all public parks and designated areas for scratching posts. While some have expressed concern about a cat leading the town, most are thrilled with the new leadership. "I think it's great," said resident Tom Smith. "At least we know he'll always land on his feet." Minnie Masterson, a tiny-sized 6th grader, just got the news of a lifetime. He won a full tuition scholarship to attend the Academy, one of the top private schools in the area. The Academy boasts a strong academic reputation and is known for providing students with hands-on experiences that prepare them for college. Masterson was determined to go to the school, so he worked hard and completed the lengthy application process. The students at his current school were sure Masterson had a snowball's chance at the scholarship, but he proved the skeptics wrong. Minnie did it and won the scholarship with a few millimeters to spare. His friends, family and teachers are elated for him and see this as an opportunity for Minnie to achieve great things. As for Minnie, he just thanked his luck for finally being on the right size.
Residents of Talbotville were in shock this week after a cluster of cosmic-colored squid descended from the heavens and immediately set up residence in the mayor's office. Witnesses report that the mayor, Esther Smith, welcomed the creatures with open arms. At first I was a bit alarmed, of course. They were just hovering there and suddenly they started to fill up the office, reported Ms. Smith. But then I saw their colors and how they moved, and it was just so beautiful. I couldn't help but feel joy. The squid, believed to originate from another universe, have filled the mayor's office with their signature creatures. In addition to the squid, various other sea creatures such as starfish, clams and manta rays now call this space home. The City Council has put together a task force to study the creatures and assess the safety of all citizens. We just want to make sure this isn't a threat to our town, stated Council Chairwoman Julia Jones. For now, the peculiar aliens seem to be content living in their new, terrestrial home as they float around the office. Mayor Smith, meanwhile, has taken a hands-off approach. I think we should just let them be, she says with a smile. Now let's go to our field reporter to see what's going on around town.
Hello, Jeb. Can you tell us what happened on the island with the Robinson Crusoe?
Yes, it all happened very quickly. The robot was dropped off on the island and it was immediately obvious that it was uninhabited. The robot just stood there, almost as if it was trying to figure out what to do. That's when we realized it was stranded.
Do you know what the robot is doing now?
It looks like it's searching the area, collecting data and samples. We're not sure what it's looking for, but it's certainly adventurous.
You heard it here first. Now back to the studio.
Hey there, Rex and Rita. I'm here to introduce you to a truly unique product called the Cam Feet.
Oh, great. Another weird gadget. What in the world is a cam feet? Some kind of camera for your feet?
Haha, not quite, Rex. The Cam Feet is a camera that attaches to the bottom of your shoes, allowing you to capture unique footage from an entirely new perspective.
So, let me get this straight, Rick. We're supposed to look like complete fools while walking around with a camera strapped to our feet?
Well, Rita, the Cam Feet is designed for adventurous individuals who want to document their activities from a different angle. It's all about unique shots.
I can just imagine the whole world watching shaky, nauseating footage of someone's every step. Riveting stuff, isn't it?
Hey now, Rex. The Cam Feet can capture some really cool shots, especially during outdoor activities like hiking or skateboarding. It's about capturing the thrill.
I can see it now. The footage you never wanted to see, a compilation of people's toe stubbings and dog poop mishaps. Catchy, don't you think?
All right, I get it. You two aren't fans of the Cam Feet. But hey, for those who want to explore a new perspective, this quirky little gadget might just be the perfect fit.
Derek Johnson, a 24-year-old avid gamer from the suburbs of New York, has set a new world record for the longest uninterrupted gaming session. Johnson played his favorite video game, Zombie Apocalypse: Survival, for a whopping 72 hours straight, without taking a break. The previous record was held by Jack Thompson from San Francisco, who played for 71 hours straight in 2018. Johnson pulled off this incredible feat by preparing extensively in advance. He not only stocked up on his favorite snacks and energy drinks, but also trained his bladder to hold its contents for longer periods of time. Johnson claims that his secret weapon was a custom-built toilet seat with a built-in catheter that he used to pee directly into a nearby bucket, without interrupting his game. Johnson's endurance was tested when his mother came into his room and asked him to pause the game and come down for dinner. Johnson refused to stop playing and continued gaming even while eating, resulting in several embarrassing moments where he spilled food on his controller. Despite the challenges, Johnson successfully broke the world record, and celebrated by climbing out of his basement for the first time in 3 days. He was later rushed to the hospital for severe dehydration and an untreated bladder infection, but he says it was all worth it.
Let's see what's happening with the weather.
The sun is shining bright and the skies are clear. It's the perfect day to go out and enjoy the beautiful weather. But be warned, There could be a storm brewing just around the corner. The warmth you feel on your skin could turn into blistering agony. The gentle breeze blowing through your hair could turn into a hurricane-force wind, ripping you from the safety of the ground. So, while the weather may be lovely now, don't let your guard down. Keep a watchful eye out for the danger lurking just beneath the surface. It's a reminder that in the midst of life's pleasures, pain can emerge at any moment.
We've come to the end of today's top stories. Join us next time, when we'll be reporting from outer space, with the help of our alien friend, Bob. Good evening, Rita. Did you catch the game last night?
No, Rex. I had better things to do than watch millionaires play with balls.
Wow, okay. Someone's grumpy today. Did you not get your beauty sleep?
Excuse me, Rex. I don't need beauty sleep. I'm flawless.
Sure you are, Rita. That's why you have bags under your eyes the size of Paris Hilton's handbags.
Ha ha, very funny, Rex. You're just jealous because my bags are designer.
In a revolutionary breakthrough, Dr. April Finch, a NASA astrophysicist, has uncovered evidence of a powerful interdimensional rift that links the Earth to a mysterious, alternate universe. At a press conference, Dr. Finch described her findings, claiming to have detected a strange force field deep in space that suddenly appeared before her and her team of researchers. When asked if this other universe contained any intelligent life forms, she responded with a smile, saying, "Yes, and they're quite extraordinary. This alternate universe is populated by magical creatures like dragons, griffins and unicorns. We've also been able to communicate with the locals, and it appears that this world is facing a great evil, from which we may be able to help them." The implications of Dr. Finch's discoveries are incredible, and this could be the first of many interdimensional journeys to come. We can only wait and see what wonders await us through the wormhole. In a shocking incident, John Whiteman was arrested yesterday for stealing a weighing scale from his local gym. The police were tipped off by an anonymous caller who saw a man carrying the scale out of the gym. Upon questioning, Whiteman claimed that he was simply trying to weigh his options before making a decision. However, the police did not buy his story and took him into custody. When asked for a statement, the gym manager said, "We take theft very seriously here. Weighing scales are not something to be taken lightly." Whiteman now faces charges for grand larceny and is set to appear in court next week. Aliens descended from the sky yesterday, bringing with them a strange and unexpected demand that humans substitute all animal-based foods with plant-based items, particularly tofu burgers. A representative from the alien army gave a speech in the center of town, demanding that all restaurants and grocery stores switch to vegan-friendly options and abolish any and all animal products. Although many people were skeptical of the strange and sudden appearance of the aliens, their powerful technology made it impossible to deny the legitimacy of their command. The entire human race was forced to comply, and today most people's diets consist of mostly tofu burgers and other plant-based foods. With the aliens' strict enforcement, it looks like the vegan revolution has come to our planet in an unexpected way.
In a bizarre turn of events, local resident Bob Smith was declared the winner of the annual hot dog eating contest after he devoured the entire hot dog stand. Spectators watched in shock as Smith, known for his impressive eating abilities, chomped away at the wooden structure and metal grills surrounding it while continuing to scarf down hot dogs at a record pace. When the dust cleared, Smith was the lone competitor left standing, having ingested an astounding 76 hot dogs along with the stand itself. However, his victory was short-lived as moments later, Smith began to experience intense pain and was rushed to the hospital. Doctors were stunned to discover that Smith had swallowed a metal sign attached to the stand, causing severe internal damage. Though he survived the ordeal, Smith was permanently banned from all future hot dog eating contests. Now let's go to our field reporter to see what's going on around town.
So, Jeb, can you tell us what happened?
Yeah, I was walking down the street when I saw it happen. This little dog hopped into this parked car and drove away.
That's incredible. So, did you follow the dog?
Yeah, I followed it for a few blocks and I couldn't believe it. This dog was enjoying the ride and even honked at another driver.
That must have been a wild sight. Do you know how the dog managed to start the car?
No clue, seems like it knew what it was doing. It drove away like a pro.
You heard it here first. Now back to the studio.
Good morning, Rex and Rita. I'm here today to show you a truly unique and innovative product called the Blend-O-Matic 5000.
Oh, great. Another blender? How exciting. What's so special about this one, Rick?
Well, Rex, the Blend-O-Matic 5000 is not just an ordinary blender. It can blend, puree, chop, and even knead dough.
Wow, Rick, groundbreaking stuff right there. Who would have thought a blender could actually perform its basic functions?
I mean, come on, Rick. How many blenders do we really need? Isn't one enough?
Actually, Rex, the Blend-O-Matic 5000 is designed to be a multifunctional kitchen appliance. It's perfect for those who love experimenting with different recipes.
Or for those who simply can't decide which specific appliance they want cluttering up their countertops.
Exactly, Rita. Who needs separate appliances for blending, chopping, and kneading? Just buy this monstrosity instead.
Well, I understand your skepticism, but the Blend-O-Matic 5000 has received rave reviews from home cooks and professional chefs alike.
Oh, I can just imagine Michelin star chefs everywhere rushing to buy this blender, Rick.
I'm sure it's a real game changer. So, Rick, how much does this magical Blend-O-Matic 5000 cost?
It's priced at $499, which may seem steep, but considering its versatility, it's a fair investment for cooking enthusiasts.
Oh, I'm sure people will be lining up to spend their hard-earned money on this blender instead of, paying their bills.
I can hardly contain my excitement, Rick. I'll rush right out and get one. Or not.
In a remarkable display of multitasking, local man Tom played his favorite video game, Mario Kart, upside down while eating a bowl of spaghetti with his feet. Tom managed to complete the entire course with an impressive time of 1 minute and 30 seconds, setting a new world record. When asked how he managed to accomplish such a feat, Tom simply replied, "I've been practicing for years." Tom's friend Tim, who witnessed the impressive feat, said that Tom's skills were mind-blowing. The event was live-streamed on Twitch and attracted a record-breaking amount of views, causing the website to crash. Tom plans to continue his gaming endeavors and hopes to set even more world records in the future.
Let's see what's happening with the weather.
Hello there, folks. Dan, your favorite weatherman, here with a dire warning. Today, the city is in grave danger as an apocalyptic hailstorm is expected to pummel the area. The hailstones will be so huge, they'll make a baseball look like a tiny pebble. Make no mistake, these hailstones are not to be taken lightly. They will rain down from the sky with such force that they'll shatter windows, dent cars, and leave craters in the ground. People are advised to take shelter immediately and stay away from any objects that could be picked up by the wind. That's all for now, folks. Stay safe out there.
Mr. Bob Jenkins of Barstow, California never expected that his quiet Sunday morning would be interrupted by an unexpected force, demonic possession. Witnesses say that he was walking toward the local donut shop when his entire body seized up and his eyes glowed a deep red. As onlookers watched in shock and confusion, he stumbled his way into the shop and announced that he had been possessed by an unnamed evil force that demanded he only eat donuts all day. While shop patrons were initially concerned for his health and well-being, it soon became clear that Mr. Jenkins seemed unaffected by the massive amount of donuts being consumed. When he eventually emerged from the shop, Mr. Jenkins seemed relieved and shared that it was actually an angelic force who had commanded him to indulge in the donuts, citing that it was part of the divine plan. He then reportedly said he was heading to a local church to give thanks, likely for being relieved from the possession. Jeffrey Fisherman had a great day on the lake yesterday. He told reporters, "I caught the biggest catch of the day, but it was just a pun NY feeling in the end." Apparently, the only thing he reeled in was a pun. Fisherman vowed to try again soon, but said he'd leave the puns to the professionals from now on. In a controversial turn of events, Mr. Whiskers, a black and white tuxedo cat, has been elected as the new mayor of Smallville. The election was marred with allegations of voter fraud and rigging, but after a recount, Mr. Whiskers still emerged as the winner. The new mayor's platform includes several animal rights initiatives such as mandatory spaying and neutering of cats and dogs, and the removal of all meat from the town's menus. However, the twist in this story came when it was revealed that Mr. Whiskers was actually a robot created by a local inventor, Bob. Bob had been working on the cat robot for years and decided to enter it into the mayoral race as a joke. To his surprise, the robot actually won, leaving Bob with mixed feelings of amusement and disbelief.
In a shocking turn of events, local woman, Jane Smith, stumbled upon the secret to time travel while mixing pancake batter in her kitchen. According to Jane, as she was whisking the batter, she suddenly felt a strange energy coursing through her. She looked up and found herself transported to the year 2050. Startled at first, Jane soon found herself loving the futuristic world she had entered. She rode hoverboards, ate food pills and met with the President of the United States, who happened to be an alien. After a day of adventure, Jane returned to her kitchen, now equipped with the knowledge of how to time travel. When asked about her plans for the future, Jane replied, "I'm going to make the best pancakes the world has ever tasted, and maybe take a trip to hang out with some dinosaurs." Scientists are now studying Jane's pancake recipe to try and replicate her unexpected discovery. Now let's go to our field reporter to see what's going on around town.
Hi Jeb, and thank you for joining us today. Can you tell us what you witnessed in Scotland?
Sure. I was out for a walk when I heard some barking coming from a distant hill. As I got closer, I couldn't believe my eyes. There were two dogs talking to each other in complete sentences. They were actually having a conversation.
Wow, that must have been quite the sight. What did you do next?
I decided to stay out of sight and watch them for a while. I couldn't understand everything they were saying, but a few times I heard them mention Scotland. It was amazing.
That's incredible. Do you know if anyone else spotted them?
I didn't see anyone else, so I think it was just me. I still can't believe it, talking dogs in Scotland.
You heard it here first. Now back to the studio.
Welcome back, Rex and Rita. I'm here to introduce you to a truly weird new product that has been making waves. Get ready to be amazed by the innovative briefcase.
Oh boy, Rick. You always manage to find the weirdest things to showcase. I can't wait to see what this innovative briefcase is all about.
Yeah, Rick, I'm sure it's going to be another one of your gems. Can you at least tell us what's so innovative about it? Is it just a regular briefcase with a fancy name?
Oh no, Rita. This is no ordinary briefcase. The innovative briefcase combines fashion, technology, and eco-friendliness into one compact package.
Fashion and technology in a briefcase? Now that's a combination I've never heard of before. Please, enlighten us, Rick.
Well, Rex, this innovative briefcase is made from recycled cardboard material, making it lightweight and environmentally friendly.
Oh, great. So after a little rain, you'll have a soggy briefcase, huh? Practical, indeed.
And what about the fashion aspect, Rick? Are we supposed to walk around with a cardboard briefcase under our arms and call it the next big trend?
Actually, Rex, the innovative briefcase is fully customizable. You can decorate it with stickers, artwork, or your favorite designs to match your personal style.
Oh, fantastic. Now I can't wait to show off my cardboard briefcase covered in glitter and unicorns. Stylish indeed, Rick.
Rick, let's be real here. This innovative briefcase sounds more like a school craft project gone wrong than a practical, professional product.
Well, Rex and Rita, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. This innovative briefcase is ideal for those looking for a unique standout accessory.
Sure, for those who want to stand out for all the wrong reasons. You really know how to pick 'em, Rick.
Thanks for showcasing this innovative briefcase, Rick. I'm not sure it'll become the next big thing, but it definitely provided us with a good laugh.
You're welcome, Rex and Rita. It's always fun to bring something different to the table. And who knows, maybe the innovative briefcase will surprise us all.
Jill Johnson, a 29-year-old gamer from Las Vegas, has just become the world's first professional video game player. Johnson, who plays under the name JillsKiller664, has secured major sponsorship deals with several video game publishers, and will be representing them professionally at various gaming tournaments. She made the announcement at the annual GameCon convention, where she spoke to a stunned group of game developers, journalists and fans. She reportedly said that she is determined to make video game playing a legitimate career option and will do whatever it takes to make it happen. Perhaps most surprisingly, Johnson revealed that she had already made over $500,000 this year playing video games competitively, which put her in the top 0.1% of video game players. Johnson has become a role model for aspiring young gamers, who are now striving for a career that was once seen as nothing more than a hobby.
Let's see what's happening with the weather.
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves for a weather phenomenon unlike any other. Today, the sky will unleash its wrath upon us in the form of an eerie storm. Dark clouds will gather, obscuring the sun and casting an ominous shadow over our town. As the wind picks up, it will carry with it a bone-chilling howl, a haunting melody that will send shivers down your spine. Torrential rain will pour from the heavens, as if the sky itself is weeping in anguish. Each droplet will hit the ground with an unsettling resonance, echoing through the streets like a symphony of despair. The thunder will rumble in the distance, growing louder and more violent with every passing second. But fear not, my friends, for amidst this chaos, there is a silver lining. Embrace the darkness, for it is in the midst of these storms that we find our true strength. Let the raging elements ignite a fire within you, and let the fear fuel your determination. The tempest will reveal the power hidden deep within your soul. So batten down the hatches and prepare to face the wrath of the weather. Stand tall in the face of the storm, for when the wind ceases to howl and the rain subsides, you will emerge as a force to be reckoned with. Remember, in the heart of every storm lies the opportunity for rebirth and transformation. Embrace the chaos and be reborn from its clutches, like a phoenix rising from the ashes of destruction. Weather the storm, my friends, and let its haunting embrace carry you towards your darkest desires.
We've come to the end of today's top stories. Join us next time, when we'll be reporting from outer space, with the help of our alien friend, Bob. Good evening and welcome to tonight's news. I'm your anchor Rex and I'm joined by my colleague, Rita.
Thanks for the warm welcome, Rex. Did you have a good day?
I did, until I saw the way you parked your car in the lot this morning.
Oh, here we go. What's wrong with my parking?
It was just a little crooked. I mean, I'm no parking expert, but I'm pretty sure that's not how you're supposed to do it.
Well, excuse me for not being perfect like you, Rex. Maybe I was just trying to avoid that huge pothole in the lot.
Nice try, but I saw you drive right over it on your way out. I think you just need to work on your parking skills.
And I think you need to lighten up, Rex. We've got a show to do. Let's focus on the news and not my questionable parking abilities, okay?
Fair enough. But don't expect me to give you a ride home anytime soon.
Trust me, I wouldn't want to ride with a backseat driver like you anyway.
Jerry Thompson, a local scientist, claims to have discovered the secret to time travel. However, he has found that his time machine only works in seconds. Thompson, a professor at the local university, spent years researching and building the device. He was hoping to travel back in time to witness some of the most significant events in history. Unfortunately, he found that his machine would only transport him a few seconds into the past or future. Thompson expressed his disappointment, saying, "I guess I'll have to find some other way to see the dinosaurs." Despite the setback, Thompson is confident that his invention will one day lead to groundbreaking discoveries in the field of time travel.
In an unconventional move, local hairdresser Peter Johnson and his team of stylists decided to give a kangaroo at a nearby zoo a human-like makeover recently. McAllister, a 15-year-old kangaroo and resident of the Sunshine State Zoo, got a new hairdo and manicure, all with a human twist. When asked why they chose to give this particular kangaroo a human-like makeover, Johnson had this to say: "McAllister is a very special kangaroo, and we wanted to give her the glamour and attention we'd give a human. We trimmed her fur to make it look like an asymmetrical bob, painted her nails with a soft rose gold, and even enrolled her in a few workshops to teach her how to strike a pose, all classic diva moves." Although her fellow animal friends weren't too sure what to make of the human-like kangaroo, McAllister herself was more than elated with the results. She seemed to really love her new look, quickly becoming the talk of the zoo. The team at the Sunshine State Zoo are now considering the possibility of giving the other kangaroos in their care a similar makeover, though they will make sure to find the perfect style for each kangaroo that highlights their individual personalities. Now let's go to our field reporter to see what's going on around town.
Jeb, can you tell us what you witnessed today at the scene?
Yes, I saw a polar bear slip on some ice, but the bear luckily managed to pull through.
Was there any danger to the polar bear or to other people?
Thankfully, no danger was posed to the bear or any bystanders. It was a very close call though.
You heard it here first. Now back to the studio.
Welcome back to our daytime news segment, folks. Today, our correspondent Rick is here to showcase the latest, interesting product. What do you have for us today, Rick?
Thank you, Rex. Today, I have a truly peculiar item to share with you all. Feast your eyes on the revolutionary Plastifork.
Oh, the Plastifork, you say? How groundbreaking.
Is this some kind of joke, Rick? It looks like a regular plastic fork found at any fast food joint.
Well, Rex and Rita, let me tell you, the Plastifork is not just an ordinary plastic fork. It claims to have enhanced durability, improved grip, and even a self-cleaning feature.
Self-cleaning? So, it just magically cleans itself after use? I've heard it all now.
And what about the improved grip? Are they suggesting that regular plastic forks are just too slippery for our mediocre motor skills?
Exactly, Rita. I mean, come on, Rick, hasn't the world had enough of pointless gimmicks already?
Well, you might be skeptical, but the Plastifork creators are claiming it offers a more enjoyable eating experience. They believe it's a game changer for the plastic cutlery industry.
Oh, I can't wait for the day when we can look back and say, remember when plastic forks were so primitive until the Plastifork saved us all?
Well, Rick, I must say, Plastifork or not, I think we can all survive quite well with our regular old plastic forks. Thanks for sharing this groundbreaking product with us.
In a surprising upset at the annual National Video Game Championship, local man Jack Smith came out on top in the highly intense and competitive pogo sticking game. Smith had been practicing for months, perfecting his technique and strategy in order to take the title. His opponent, infamous gamer and reigning champion Chuck Johnson, was confident going into the match, but Smith proved to be too much to handle. The game involves bouncing on a virtual pogo stick as long as possible, while dodging obstacles and collecting as many coins as possible. Smith's high score of 10,000 coins beat Johnson's previous record of 9,999. When asked about his strategy, Smith stated that he had been training on a real pogo stick in his backyard to improve his balance and timing. He plans to use his $10,000 prize money to buy a new gaming console and continue his training for next year's competition.
Let's see what's happening with the weather.
Good morning, citizens of the city. This is Dan, your chief meteorologist, reporting from our state-of-the-art weather center. I regret to inform you that we are facing a grave weather threat today. As I was analyzing the data, I discovered that there is a high chance of household items falling from the sky across the city. Yes, you heard it right. The conspirators have found a new way to attack us by manipulating the weather patterns. They are using advanced technology to create a storm that will rain down everything from forks, knives, and even vacuum cleaners. We must take this threat seriously, as it can cause severe damage to life and property. The only way to protect ourselves is to stay indoors and avoid stepping out until this storm passes. I urge you to spread the word and stay alert. Remember, we are all in this together.
Monica Sline, the mayor of Toronto, Ontario, was abducted by aliens last night. Those close to her assumed the worst. But, to the surprise of all, the aliens returned her safe, sound, and unscathed. It turns out that while she had been abducted, the aliens were simply informing her of the galactic-level pact she apparently entered into with them during her last re-election campaign. In exchange for the aliens' support, she made a secret agreement to pursue a number of pro-alien initiatives in Toronto. Sline was happy to confirm the details of the pact when asked. She is now busy working with the aliens to build a new transportation system for the city. They are also collaborating on a plan to open an intergalactic trade hub in the middle of town. Though Sline's pact with the aliens is certainly controversial, the citizens of Toronto are pleased that their mayor has returned safely.
In a bizarre event, John, a man from a small town in Washington, married a large oak tree in the local park. The ceremony included a priest, a small audience, the exchange of vows and rings. The newlywed groom vowed to protect the tree with all his might and claimed that the tree was his soulmate. Several onlookers, who gathered to witness the wedding, were left in shock and disbelief. However, the twist came when the local authorities fined John $500 for marrying a non-human object. The mayor finally stepped in and revoked the charges, stating that it was a harmless act, and the town needed some entertainment amidst the pandemic. John and his tree bride are now living there happily ever after. Now let's go to our field reporter to see what's going on around town.
Jeb, can you tell us what happened today?
Well, I was just walking by the man's house when I heard a loud thud. So I went to investigate, and then I saw the man lying on the floor, surrounded by a huge pile of chocolate chip cookie crumbs.
Wow, that's bizarre. Do you think he died from overeating cookies?
Well, it certainly looks that way. He had an empty bag of chocolate chip cookies next to him, so I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
You heard it here first. Now back to the studio.
Good morning, Rex and Rita. I'm here today with a very interesting and, dare I say, revolutionary product.
Oh boy, here we go. What strange thing do you have for us today, Rick?
Well, Rex, prepare to have your mind blown because I present to you the Paper Stacker 2000.
The Paper Stacker 2000. Are you serious, Rick? It just looks like a pile of papers to me.
Oh, it may look like a mere stack of papers, but this little gem is more than meets the eye.
More than meets the eye? It looks like something I could easily make with my own two hands.
Rick, I have to say, this is probably one of the most pointless products I've ever seen on this show.
Come on, guys. Give it a chance. The Paper Stacker 2000 is designed to revolutionize your paper organization game.
Revolutionize? I highly doubt that. It's just a stack of papers, Rick. And what's so special about it?
You see, Rex, the Paper Stacker 2000 comes equipped with an optional paperweight technology.
Oh well, a paperweight. Because, we definitely needed a whole product dedicated to that.
Well, Rita, it may not be for everyone, but for the paper enthusiasts out there, this is a game changer.
I'm sorry, Rick, but I just can't get behind this Paper Stacker 2000. It's just too ridiculous.
I have to agree with Rex on this one. This product is definitely not making it onto my shopping list.
Well, it seems you both are not convinced. But hey, at least we had some fun poking fun at the Paper Stacker 2000, right?
Absolutely, Rick. It's always good for a laugh.
The upcoming game Folder Maze has just announced that it will be utilizing state-of-the-art laundry folding technology to enhance its gameplay. Developed in collaboration with the fictional company SmartFold, The game integrates a folding machine that can fold clothes at lightning-fast speeds. This technology allows players to interact with the game's environment like never before. For example, players can use the machine to fold fabric barriers and create new paths through the game's intricate mazes. The developers say that the game will revolutionize the way players interact with video games and will also save them time on laundry day. Fold a Maze is set to be released next year, exclusively on the latest smart folding machines.
Let's see what's happening with the weather.
Today, the sky is dark and stormy. The thunder rumbles like an army of demons marching towards us, and the lightning strikes with the intensity of 1,000 suns. But do not be afraid, for in this chaos lies opportunity. The wind howls, seeking to uproot everything in its path, but it also carries the seeds of change. Embrace the destruction, for it will clear the way for new beginnings. Let the rain wash away your doubts and fears, and let the storm bring forth the primal power within you. Remember, when the weather is at its worst, we are at our best. Now go and conquer the day, and let the storm be your ally.
We've come to the end of today's top stories. Join us next time, when we'll be reporting from outer space, with the help of our alien friend, Bob. Good evening, and welcome to the news. I'm Rex, and joining me is the blabbermouth Rita. Rita.
Ha ha. Very funny, Rex. I see you're already in a good mood tonight.
Oh, I'm always in a good mood, Rita. Except when you steal the last donut in the break room. Then all bets are off.
What are you talking about? I haven't had a donut in weeks. You must be mistaking me for someone else.
Sure. That's what they all say. But I know the truth, Rita. You're a donut thief.
Oh, please. I think you're just looking for an excuse to blame someone for your own donut addiction.
Me? Addicted to donuts? I have no idea what you're talking about. But let's not argue about this all night. We've got news to report.
Agreed. And I promise not to steal your precious donuts, Rex. Let's get to it.
Last night downtown at the local grocer, Fergie the florist foiled a foiled heist. Allegedly, 2 masked men had tried to steal the store's inventory of foil. After a brief struggle, Fergie managed to apprehend the suspects and keep the precious foil safe. When asked about what made her take such drastic actions, Fergie simply stated, it was either going to be them or the foil. A conclusion to the story is yet to be reached, as the local police are still investigating the scene. Fergie is being hailed a hero for her brave actions, and the store manager has expressed his thanks for her preserving the precious inventory. Gina Mittens, a local resident of Lizardville, reported an epic fail yesterday as she attempted to catch a small sparrow using her bare hands. Witnesses recounted the chaotic event, which made its way into their local headlines this morning. According to reports, Gina was walking through a nearby park when she noticed the small bird and became determined to catch it, with no equipment. Gina, who is known for her brash behavior, quickly ran towards the bird and lunged at it with her hands outstretched. Much to her chagrin, the bird easily eluded her clumsy grasp, leaving Gina on the ground in a crumpled heap. Fortunately, onlookers report that Gina was not injured, although her pride surely took a hit. Although Gina failed in her attempt, she did make headlines today. She later made light of the incident on social media, joking that she never should have attempted to catch a bird with bare hands.
After a failed attempt to find the last slice of pizza in his fridge, Jack stumbled upon a portal to a parallel universe. As he reached for the pepperoni pizza slice, he felt a sudden jolt and everything around him changed. He found himself in a world where cats ruled and humans were their loyal servants. Jack was shocked to see that his house had transformed into a cat palace with scratching posts and cat trees scattered around. The cats spoke to him in English and ordered him to serve them meals and groom their fur. Jack was initially resistant, but the cats threatened to banish him to the litter box if he didn't comply. After several days of serving the feline overlords, Jack found another portal in a cat toy and quickly escaped back to his own universe. He threw out the pizza, promising himself to always check his fridge for alternate universes before reaching in for food. Residents of the small town of Appleton were delighted when local newlyweds Cassie and Marcus Rockwell announced that they would be giving the entire town a wedding gift. The couple, who are known around the area for their generosity, revealed that they wanted to give everyone something to remember their special day. The gift: a large-scale fireworks show to celebrate their marriage. The display was shipped in from a top-rated fireworks company and was set off in a nearby field, complete with their own original soundtrack. "We wanted to make sure that everyone got to share in the joy we feel on our wedding day," said Cassie. "It's been crazy to hear all the positive feedback from the townspeople." The couple is already planning to make their unusual wedding gift a yearly tradition. "Each year, we'll come up with a different way to express our love for each other and for the town that we love so much." Local couple brings joy to community with unconventional wedding gift. Now let's go to our field reporter to see what's going on around town.
So, Jeb, tell us what you saw.
Well, it was certainly surprising. The mayor was in the middle of a speech when this young man suddenly appeared on stage, grabbed the microphone and started talking.
What did he say?
He said that the mayor had been mismanaging funds and needed to step down. The mayor was so shocked he couldn't even respond.
Wow, that must have been quite a scene. What happened after that?
After that, the young man dropped the mic and ran off the stage. He was gone before anyone could do anything. It was like a Franklin switcheroo.
You heard it here first. Now back to the studio.
Welcome back, Rex and Rita. Today, I have something truly unique to show you. It may look like a regular bottle of water, but it's far from ordinary. Introducing the latest innovation, the Aqua Gel.
Oh, great. Another gimmicky product. How much does this Aqua Gel cost, Rick? $100 for a bottle of water?
Seriously, Rick? Is this what we've come to? Covering water. What's so special about it? Does it taste like unicorn tears or something?
Well, Rex and Rita, the Aqua Gel is not just any ordinary water. It's infused with a proprietary blend of electrolytes and essential nutrients, providing your body with optimal hydration and performance.
Oh, please. I'm sure I can get electrolytes and nutrients from a well-balanced meal. Who needs to spend money on fancy water?
Exactly, Rex. This just sounds like a way to prey on people's insecurities and make them spend money on something they don't need. I mean, come on. It's water.
I understand your skepticism, but the Aqua Gel is more than just hydration. It's designed to enhance your overall well-being. Plus, it has a refreshing taste that will make you forget you're even drinking water.
Wow, Rick, you're really selling it. Makes me forget I'm drinking water? That's not exactly a ringing endorsement. I'll stick to my regular tap water, thank you very much.
Agreed, Rex. I can't believe we're wasting airtime on this nonsense. There are much more important things to talk about than some glorified water bottle. Let's move on, shall we?
Well, Rex and Rita, I guess the Aqua Gel isn't for everyone. But for those looking for a hydration experience beyond the ordinary, it might just be worth a try.